Good evening from Memorial Stadium. It is Clovis West and Bakersfield High School tonight in the finale of the Pigskin Classic. Clovis West comes in with a record of 1-1. BHS is 2-0. The Drillers are ranked number 1 in the Central section. Clovis West number 2.
Well, everybody says this is going to be a preview of the Valley Championship game. I don't know about that. I think Foothill might have something to say about that as they knocked off Buchanan tonight. These are two teams that are the two best teams in the Valley, hands down, no doubt about it. They've proven it. They've won the most games between them probably over the last 20 years of any programs in the Valley. It's just going to be a heck of a game, and I think that the team that does not turn the ball over tonight will win the game.
Clovis West has only 3 losses in their last 54, one of them to BHS, the other 2 to Fontana, whom defeated them last week 37-20. And as you mentioned to me, Clovis West, you can run the football on them.
Well, one of the things that really hit me, that took me by surprise, was Clovis West has given up almost 500 yards on the ground. Well, you're playing a BHS team that has ran for nearly 700 yards on the ground in their first 2 games and have outscored their opponents 84-0. So this is a game, and I'm sure the coaching staff at Clovis West is saying, hey, we don't want our defense on the field all night, but I know Bakersfield High doesn't want their defense out there, so it's going to be a TOP, time of possession. Who can do a better job of executing on the offensive end and make the fewest mistakes?
Clovis West will slice and dice you to death with their offense. They use a lot of trickery. You never know who has the ball. They're primarily a run-oriented team. This year, BHS with Nate Lewis and Ty Hammond, they can throw the ball effectively, and they have a great weapon in Rodney Wright.
Well, Rodney Wright's doing it all. I mean, the first game against Garces, he did the other things. He blocked a field goal, returned a kick, did the other things. He said intercepted a pass. But then against South High, he did what they wanted him to do. He caught 2 touchdown passes, had 8 receptions for over 140 yards. On the other end, it's David Christensen. That's where everything goes. It stops and runs with him. He is the man at running back for them at the tailback position. He has rushed for almost 500 yards in his first 2 games, so he's the man. But the wing T, you're not going to see anybody run it any better than Clovis West tonight, and Bakersfield High is going to have to figure out how to stop it.
It's BHS and Clovis West tonight on the high school prep football game of the week exclusively on Time Warner Cable, Channel 16.
If Windows 95, Pentium 133, the internet and gigabytes have you all confused, then you should buy your computer at ARC Technology, your local computer connection with personal service for just the right equipment at the lowest prices and service after the sale. Check this fall special.
I'm Alex Rogers, owner of ARC Technology. Come and see for yourself why we have the warehouse stores beat, hands down, on price and service.
Don't you buy a computer until you check with ARC Technology, 3 blocks north of Costco at the Clock Tower.
G-E-T. The Get Bus is the ride for me. From there to here and here to there.
G-E-T goes everywhere.
What can you do for cleaner air?
Ride to work with time to spare.
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Here's what we say.
Get on the Get Bus. Get Bus. Get on. Get on the Get on the Get Bus. Get Bus. Get on. Get on the Get. Get on the Get Bus. Get Bus. Get on.
Coffee in the morning, get you on your way. For something cold any time of the day. Sounds real good, but what do you say? It's easy, it's fast, we're on your way. Take a fast trip to the fast trip. Something to go and something to sip at the fast trip.
Take a fast trip today and pick up an ice-cold Super Guzzler or regular Guzzler, only at Fast Trip.
tuxedo from AJ's?
Let AJ's get you noticed. A Bakersfield tradition for over 25 years, specializing in Pierre Cardin, Christian Dior, Oscar de la Renta, and Calvin Klein. AJ's Tuxedo Junction, with 3 great locations to serve you.
Teaching your teenager to drive doesn't have to be like swimming with sharks. Let the professionals at Precision Driving School help. Our instructors have the expertise to teach all aspects of defensive driving that help our students gain the confidence and skills needed to pass their driving test the first time. Precision Driving School, we make driving with your teenager as relaxing as a day on the beach. Classes are forming now, so call or visit us today on the corner of 19th and Oak.
If you've had an accident and are suffering from any of these symptoms, listen to your body and call us today. I'm Dr. Rudy Herrera of Mind and Body Chiropractic. Call us at 837-1505 in Bakersfield or in Delano at 721-1506.
Good evening from Memorial Stadium. This is the finale of the Pigskin Classic as Bakersfield High School hosts Clovis West, the number 1 and 2 ranked teams in the Central Section. Bobby?
It's going to be just a heck of a game. In the prelim to this game, Foothill knocks off Buchanan 9-6 in a thriller. Foothill scores on Gerald Irvin's long pass screenplay late in the 4th quarter, and Foothill holds on to beat Buchanan. Just a tremendous game. In the first game, of course, West High went in against a very good Clovis team and got beat 55-0, but, you know, it's a good experience for them, and again, it's something they'll take from. But this is the main event, if you want to call it that. It's going to be a great game filled with a lot of great athletes.
Clovis West won the Central Section Yosemite Division title last year. BHS won the year before, and the last time I saw these two teams play was at Radcliffe Stadium a few years ago when Clovis West won 27-14, when BHS had a guy by the name of Wofford, Steve Wofford. He was a junior that year. And I was amazed at the intensity that they practiced before the game and the fact how they hustle to the ball, to the huddle and everything else. And in that particular game, they seemed to beat BHS to the ball. When BHS was trying to set up defensively, Clovis West was hiking the ball.
Well, the one thing that they pride themselves on is that they are a well-coached team. They execute, they're disciplined. They might not have the athletes year in and year out, and we talked about this in our pregame, that a Bakersfield High or maybe some other teams through the state do have. But one of the things they pride themselves on is execution, and nobody in the state plays any harder than Clovis West.
So they have a number of assistant coaches. Last week they were defeated 37-22 Fontana, and they made some mental mistakes and physical mistakes in the game. Randy Blankenship, the head coach, says they don't like to lose. They've lost only 3 times in their last 54 games. The last 2 years to Fontana, it was an excellent team, one of the top teams in the state. You could bet they'll be seething tonight.
Well, you know, for Bakersfield, it's obviously not the setting you want. They have to come and play them after they've lost, but you still take something from that game. I mean, Clovis West and Fontana, that is becoming its own rivalry, with Fontana winning 2 years in a row. This is a big game for more than just the reason of it's Bakersfield Clovis West. It will have some meaning to later in the season in December. It will have some meaning to who gets seeded, who's where, what happens. And I think Foothill and what they did tonight kind of put themselves in the mix a little bit with Clovis West and Bakersfield, no matter what happens tonight.
Well, so far after the 2 games, Bakersfield and Clovis are 1-1. The schools from Clovis against the schools from Bakersfield, so this is the rubber match of the two, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry. I mean, Clovis, the Fresno schools, and the Bakersfield schools for years in every sport have been a big rival. They get after each other hard. It's a lot of fun. And this Pigskin Classic is just a great idea. There's been a great crowd out tonight. And as we sit way up top on the Mount Vernon side, we are way up here. We got a great view. But there's a tremendous crowd. And it's just going to be a great night for football with 2 really great teams.
Clovis West is 11-1 against Bakersfield schools. They're one loss to the Drillers, so they have been dominant. Buchanan and Clovis, on the other hand, have kind of been 50-50 against Bakersfield schools. So CW has been a tough team for Bakersfield area schools to beat, or for anybody to beat.
Well, they've won 52 of their last 55 games, so that says it all right there.
By lopsided scores.
Yeah, I mean, they're not just barely squeaking by. They're beating people pretty soundly. And I know for a couple of years there was nobody that could touch them. They were that good. And yet, this year might be the first year that they have the kind of an athlete that you might see at Bakersfield High or a Bishop and Motley speed, where I think in the past it's not that they haven't had good players, they just haven't had the tremendous athletes. I think this year they're two skilled people, their quarterback and their tailback, definitely great athletes.
Of course, especially have Dominic Moultrie, the quarterback, and I heard he runs about a 10-6, 100 meters. I ran about a 10-300. And when I was younger, and David Christensen, the tailback, whose brother 2 years ago was a big runner, he has over 400 yards. Besides that, you look at Bakersfield High, they have 3 outstanding runners. They also have 2 quarterbacks that can run and throw the ball. So I think in that sense, you have a little more diversity with BHS. Plus, you have Mr. Rodney Wright, who's a great punt returner, kickoff returner, and a deep threat.
Well, let's talk about the BHS backfield. I mean, everybody knows about Dave Bennett, the senior. He can do it all. He's a great blocker. He can run inside. He's tough. We talked about his speed. He's a leader. He is very, very, very dedicated to this season with his senior group of drillers. So they know that, hey, this is a big game. They want to go out beating Clovis West, possibly beating them twice, because we could see this dance again in December.
I think they will be again.
But the key thing for Bakersfield, and what's surprising, and maybe not surprising to him, is the way that Bakersfield has had not just one back with Mr. Dugas rushing like he was the starter in the first game. Well, Mr. McCoy comes off the bench. He's now their leading rusher. And along with Dugas, McCoy, and Bennett, then you got Hammond and Lewis, and they all run the ball well. Clovis West has their hands cut out for him tonight because BHS has hitting weapons, and I don't even have to talk about Rodney Wright because we already know what he can do.
He's a tremendous player. Look at Bakersfield as far as the defense is concerned, not allowing any points this year. Their defensive tackles are Kyle Webb and John Coffey. The defensive ends are John Dvorak and Aaron Lucas. They run 4 linebackers. They're all very good. Jake Lingle, Zach Manning, Joe Diaz, and John Dunn. Their cornerback is Kelly Miller. Their safeties are Adrian Dugas and Sean Mackey. Excellent speed on their defense, good size up front, speed all over. They run to the ball very well, and they pursue it.
Well, when you haven't been scored on this year, you're doing something right. I think Clovis West, though, they're not worried about that. I think they want to fix some things they didn't do last week, and I think Coach Blankenship was really upset with their mental preparation, and I think that's the thing that they key on more than anything. There will be no problem with Clovis West getting up mentally tonight for the drillers.
You talk about the Bakersfield offense. We mentioned Nate Lewis, Ty Hammond will rotate a quarterback, Adrian Dugas, Dave Bennett. Bergman is the center, John Coffey, the right tackle, David Lamelli, the right guard. The left tackle is Dan Toppy, he's 6'3", 300. DJ Bartholomew, the left guard. Dvorak plays tight end, White, and Tyler Polson, who's a split end. So you'll hear a lot of those games tonight as we get ready for the big show at Memorial Stadium, high above the stadium.
We are way up here, and it's exciting. It's great.
Well, at least it's brighter this week than it was last week.
And we're glad to have everybody with us on Time Warner. Prep Football Game of the Week.
It's really going to be exciting this evening as we get ready to rumble, and so do the teams, the Clovis West Golden Eagles and the Bakersfield High School Drillers. BHS 2-0, Clovis West 1-1. It sounds strange to say that they're 1-1 this early in the season.
Definitely, but throw that out the window tonight.
Ron Isley kicking off for Clovis West. The deep man is Rodney Wright. Comes to Bennett. Of course, he can't return it. The ball was kicking to the end zone. BHS will have it first and 10 at their own 20.
You know, we alluded to this in the pregame about how many yards rushing Clovis West has given up. In the past, their time of possession on offense is normally the key to them winning games. They've always been a good defensive team, but they always keep their offense on the field longer than the other team because they want to control the momentum of the game and the clock. They must not keep their defense on the field tonight for very long. BHS will try to methodically drive down the field with Bennett, Dugas, McCoy, and Hammond and Lewis mixing it up with the run in the pass. But Clovis West is going to have to get off to a good start tonight defensively.
Montana had the ball quite a bit last week in that 37-20 victory. BHS with the ball. First and 10. Lewis, the quarterback. The ball given to Dugas across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Gain of about 2. Nice popping out there by the CW defense.
I say that's a pretty good start.
Welcome to the show.
I say that's a pretty good start. Like I said before, there's not going to be any problem getting up for this game. Everybody knows what this game means to both communities, with these great teams. You know, the coaches understand it. And, you know, really the key thing is tonight, and I talked about this in the pregame, is who's going to make the mistake? Who's going to allow the other team to get off first with field position with a turnover? I think that's going to be the key to the game tonight.
And Buchanan and Foothill was an excellent game. A defensive struggle, 2nd and 8 for BHS. Lewis to Dugas around the right side, looks for the hole. To the 31st down, 35 out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Nice block on the far side by number 14, Rodney Wright from BHS.
Did you see Rodney Wright doing the other things again?
Sure.
A great job of pinning the corner in. He couldn't get to the play, and Dugas just read the block, cut it outside, first down Bakersfield.
Doing the little things, that's what wins you games and wins championships against an elite team like Clovis West.
So Rodney's showing us he's not one-dimensional. He's just not fast. He can do the other things that make him such a complete player.
We know how fast he is. He's like a blur.
Yeah, he is.
First and 10 for the Drillers at their own 36-yard line. Nice run by Dugas to the right side. Irvin for Fulham was having trouble getting room in that first down. And then, of course, he was able to get loose on that screen play in the fourth quarter and just rounded all the way down the sidelines.
Well, you know Ned's philosophy, keep giving it to him, giving it to him, giving it to him. He'll break it.
I think they tired out for the Buchanan defense. First and 10 for BHS. Dugas again. Nice block on the outside 40-yard line to about the 42.
Big time, coach.
BHS with some great blocking on the right side. They ran that way 2 or 3 times tonight.
Yeah, they ran behind Lamelli that time. And, you know, Bakersfield High is just absolutely huge. I know up front they average close to 280. And they just pound on you, pound on you, pound on you. And with Dugas and McCoy, and we haven't even seen Bennett yet, when they can establish the outside, that means up the middle, running between the guards is going to be brutal because Dave Bennett can do that better than anybody.
A flag is down as it's 2nd and 3 for BHS. 10:16 to play in the first quarter. Bakersfield High and Clovis West from Memorial Stadium, the grand finale of the Pigskin Classic. Offsides against Clovis West. And that'll be first down for BHS.
And that's an automatic first down. You don't want to give the Drillers any gimmies tonight.
First and 10 for the Drillers. Bennett and Dugas running backs behind Lewis. The receivers split to each side. Ball on the right hash mark. Dugas the ball carrier, hit in the backfield and dropped. Excellent penetration by Clovis West. Woo! Mark Daly making the initial stop for the Golden Eagles.
And he just came flying through there untouched, made a heck of a read, knew it was a run all the way, and he just flew in there and made a great play. They've got to have a lot more of those kind of stops. You know, it's funny, it seems like great running teams can allow themselves maybe to have one possession or maybe another possession where it looks like they're not doing much, and then all of a sudden, boom, McCoy breaks one.
Yeah.
Then boom, Dugas breaks one, and then you forget about the play that you just had because they're so gifted in their skill people.
2nd and 13 for BHS after the loss. Lewis rolling to his right, and a pass is complete. Close to the first down on the far side at about the 43-yard line. Walker, the intended receiver, and nice catch, good throw.
Yeah, Walker, the more possession-type receiver, got out in the flat, pushed his man off, just basically a kind of a comeback pattern, knew where he actually kind of misread where the marker was because he was just short. But, you know, Nate Lewis has thrown the ball really well, and so has Ty Hammond. Both of them have done an outstanding job throwing the ball, and that's the thing I talked about also in the pregame was that could be the difference in this game tonight is how well Bakersfield throws the ball.
If you want to throw it poorly, throw it low and not high. 3rd down and short for BHS. First down to Bennett to the 40, breaks the tackle to about the 38-yard line. A couple of Eagles there to make the stop at 1st and 10 for BHS as they continue on this drive.
Mixing it up nicely with the run and the pass, and of course anytime you give the ball up the middle to Dave Bennett, he's going to do what he does so well. He will make you miss, and then when it's time, he'll put his hat on you to get whatever he needs to get. It's a nice piece of running inside, and here goes BHS.
Oh, yeah.
Here they go.
He's a power runner in the BHS offense, and, of course, the guy they'll give the ball to on 3rd and short or 4th and short, but he can also run to the outside, too. About 188 pounds on a 5'11" frame. 1st and 10 for BHS. I formation now, as Lewis might be barking out an audible. Dugas is at tailback. Like there was some confusion. Ball given to Dugas. Penetration by Clovis West. He gets around the outside to the 40. Great block. Out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Nice pickup. Didn't look like anything would materialize.
It looked like there was going to be a procedure penalty against Bakersfield because Bennett came out of his stance, but there were no flags, and Rodney Wright put a hit on somebody down there. As Dugas turned the corner, Rodney Wright's already got his 2 highlights in for the season.
Rodney Wright's quite a stud.
In the films, Rodney Wright's going to say, Coach, can you run that back again?
Oh, yeah.
Block right there.
Defense. Quick one over the middle, complete to Bennett. 20-yard line, breaks the tackle, 15, and to about the 12-yard line. 1st and 10, BHS.
And we talked about their passing game. That time they put Bennett in the slot, and all he did was release right over the middle, and Lewis with a nice touch, and Bennett ran over the first tackler and got to wrap him up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can wrap him up. It's so difficult.
Very difficult for a defensive back. That time, Clovis West has that 4-4 defense, and they're trying to stop the run, and he just kind of got behind the linebacker, and you have 160-pound DBs trying to tackle him.
Right, and it's impossible. We talked about that earlier. One-on-one, I don't think he can be tackled.
First and 10 for the Drillers at the 12-yard line in Clovis West territory. Lewis to Dugas to the 10, cuts back to about the 5, breaks a tackle, spin move, driven back to the 6-yard line. We'll see where his forward progress is. But a nice gain by Dugas and the BHS Drillers.
And doing a nice job up front again. That BHS offensive line has done the job through their first 2 games. Obviously, look at what they put up numbers-wise. They've scored 82 points in their first 2 games.
Not allowed nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So, the thing again, with the ability to throw the ball sets up their run. And that's exactly why they do it. It makes it that much more difficult to defend their run if they can efficiently throw the ball.
I thought that was definitely a key for them. Split back from behind Lewis. Bennett, big hole in the middle, touchdown, BHS!
They ran the misdirection. They kind of went to the left, came back on the stutter step. They gave the ball to Bennett right up the middle. And I'm going to tell you what, you could have driven a truck through that hole.
I was going to say that.
I mean, it was a big hole, and I'll tell you what, they made that look pretty easy.
That's fantasy land for a running back with a hole that big.
Yeah,
a great misdirection and excellent execution on the first series for BHS tonight.
Yeah, that's a very nice looking drive for their opening drive, and they mixed in 3 passes. Very important.
I thought that was very important and a key to their success this year as Walker would do the kicking. The PAT is up, and it is good. Bakersfield High School 7, Clovis West nothing. 6:57 to play in the first quarter. You're watching the high school football game of the week exclusively on Time Warner Cable, Channel 16.
If you've got friends or family overseas, or you work or travel internationally, you know that videotapes from many other countries won't play in your home VCR. Time Warner Productions can help with state-of-the-art technology that can convert any foreign VHS tape into a tape that can play in your home. And as always, we provide pro-grade videotape at no extra charge. For $29.95, duplicate to or from any foreign format from any country of the world. From corporate video duplication to family videos, you'll always get the best copy at Time Warner Productions.
Now the ball goes back to Clovis West, see what they can do.
When you key on BHS's running game, you could get the running backs open past the linebackers as the kick comes to Clovis West, 15, 20, 25-yard line. A little bit of hole and across to 32. Nice return by the Golden Eagles of Clovis West. A pretty good field position to start their first drive tonight.
Sean Soares on the return that time. And you're going to notice when you watch Clovis West, they don't waste any time. They get in the huddle, they get out of the huddle. You better be ready to play football.
Dominic Moultrie at quarterback. Christensen, the big running back. Moultrie looking to throw, rolling to his left, coming back to his right, just throws it out of bounds. The only person in close pursuit was a BHS defensive back. I think actually a linebacker, Lingo.
And they are going to call grounding on that play. And right away, BHS puts the heat on. And Clovis West coming out throwing the football. Something that, we don't normally see them do. But
I don't think they like to do it that often.
They come out saying, hey, we're going to show a little rollout here. But BHS said, no, you're not. We're not going to allow any of that stuff. They get pressure on him, and he has to ground. And we talked about field position. You don't want to make mistakes inside your 30-yard line and give Bakersfield High the ball. They're in the red zone. They're going to score every time in the red zone. You want to make them play the length of the field. And so far this year, BHS has played inside their 50 for most of their games. And inside the other team's 50, I should say, for most of their games. And they've been effective. And once they get to the red zone, they get to the end zone.
Playing on the short side of the field. They only have maybe 40, 50 yards to go. 2nd and 25 for Clovis West, 6:25 to play in the first quarter. The ball is given off, open 25, 30-yard line. A nice run, finally brought down by, I believe, Miller at the 40-yard line. Ryan Schultz, the fullback for Clovis West with a big run. Dugas making the tackle.
And as we talked about with wing T type offenses, your fullback might be your most important guy. We talked about that with football.
We didn't talk about him much, Ryan Schultz.
No, we didn't. But the bottom line is, as you see Clovis West running those way before we can even talk about it, they are fast. But the key thing is you key on Christensen, and then their fullback comes back, and like we said, when you run inside, you have to run inside effectively with the wing T.
It's a 1st and 10 for Clovis West. They're running one very quickly. 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. Moultrie at quarterback, David Christensen at tailback, Ryan Schultz at fullback. Pitch back, 40, 45-yard line. Christensen in the open, 40, 30, he's going the distance. 10, touchdown, Clovis West.
Well, there's your answer, just like that. Don't blink, folks, or you miss it. He's showing everybody why he's ran for almost 500 yards, and after this game, he might be over the 500-yard mark. I'll tell you what, they came back with the option on the reverse option, great blocking up front, and he just turned the corner, touchdown, just like that.
4.4 and a 40.
That's the first time BHS has been scored on this year. How's that going to affect them in their mentality?
Well, I knew it would happen eventually. Clovis West to try to PAT. And the kick is up, and it is good. Clovis West 7, Bakersfield High 7, 5:48 to play in the first quarter. And you're watching the high school prep football game of the week exclusively on Time Warner Cable Channel 16.
Well, we know what Mr. Christensen can do. He's already rushed 33 times for 406 yards, but scratch that. 34 yards for probably now about 440 yards. Clovis West is explosive. They do a lot of things within the wing tee, and when they throw the ball, sometimes they'll run out of a pro set. It looks like they are going to throw the ball, but they'll run it. That time they exactly did that. They ran out of a pro set passing set, ran the reverse option, and I'll tell you what, they did a heck of a job blocking on that play. They really did a nice job up front, and when Christensen turns the corner, there aren't many guys that are going to get him.
Don't pick up his number until he's in the open. Once he gets to the open, you knew he was gone. But it is very true. They run up to the line very quickly and get the ball off, and the defense hardly has time to set up.
Well, they want to put pressure on you.
And you blink, and they're in the open.
Well, they want to put pressure on you the entire game. They believe they're going to outplay you, no matter who you are.
Outwork you.
They are. They're going to get up there. They're going to hit you. They're going to out-hustle you. Everything they do, they want to do better than you. And they pride themselves on execution, that they will do the little things better than you, and that's why they're going to beat you on the field.
7-7 ball game. Midway through the first quarter between BHS and Clovis West, and we wonder if Clovis West will try some trickery here on this kickoff. You never know. Bennett back deep for BHS. Also back there for the Drillers, Rodney Wright. The ball coming to Rodney Wright at a 5-yard line, 10, 15, makes a move, 20-yard line, hit and dropped at a 22. And about 4 Clovis West ball players in hot pursuit.
Good job of shutting that down that time, because it looked like he had a hole when he first caught it.
They had swarmed to the ball carrier.
Yeah, that's one of the things they're going to do with Rodney. They're not going to give him much room to run. You can't, because if he gets just a little bit of crack of daylight, he's gone.
Yeah, it was amazing how quickly Clovis West came back to score after BHS had a very impressive drive.
Well, good teams do that. You know, you have to keep yourself in the game. You got to answer back.
And they made a statement.
Yeah, they did.
BHS at their own 22-yard line. Lewis at quarterback, receivers to each side. Bennett the ball carrier across the 25, stays on his feet to about the 28-29. Bennett is great at getting as much as he can, has tremendous balance.
And he always falls forward. I don't know how he does that.
Well, they teach you to do that. Most guys can't.
Well, I think he has the built-in ability to understand and get more yardage to allow himself to fall forward and get as much as he can. And one thing that he never does, and if I say this once, he'll probably fumble, but one of the things he never does is fumble, and he's always trying to get extra yards.
One announcer was talking about how good the Dodger bullpen was, and they gave up 2 runs in the key inning against San Diego, so you never know.
That's true.
Lewis looking to throw the pass complete on the far side. It's a first down for BHS to about the 35-yard line.
And boy, did he do a nice job that time, because he actually looked at Rodney, and Rodney was on the wide side of the field, and then he kind of pumped to Rodney and threw back to Walker, I believe it was.
It was Gary Austin, the receiver.
Austin, excuse me, and he got the first down, and he looks real comfortable throwing the ball. Each week you see him, he gets better and better and better. And we haven't even seen Ty Hammond yet, and I think Ty Hammond throws the ball extremely well.
Austin to this side, right in the slot left, following the right hash mark for BHS, single running back behind Lewis. Nate gives the ball. I think it's McCoy to the outside, hit by one batter. Gets up to about the 40-41-yard line, hit at the 37, and went forward. That's his first carry tonight. And second down and about 5 for BHS.
Cameron did a nice job that time, because he could have got juked and maybe taking that step to the outside. He did a nice job of making a very good tackle in the open field. As we start to see McCoy in the backfield now for Dugas, and that's a tough thing when you can rotate guys with that kind of speed.
Keep on bringing them in.
Anytime they can break one.
And they're all different types of runners. Bennett more the power runner, and Dugas and McCoy have more speed and shiftier runners. All different looks, a lot of versatility. Bennett slot right for BHS. It's 2nd and 5 for the Drillers, 7-7 game. Lewis play action, pass over the middle, complete. First down into Clovis West territory, the 45. Austin with another reception, runs good route.
Yeah, and I think what they did that time, the play action made the linebackers suck up to play the play fake. And all Austin did was curl inside the safety, and the ball was delivered. And BHS looks very impressive throwing the ball so far tonight.
I think BHS should continue to throw short like that, working into the middle, left, right. As you said, with the play action, frees the linebackers who are so in tune to stopping the run.
Did we talk about defense before
this game? And the fact is, the receivers can get open. If he can deliver it, you have a first down or a 7 or 8 yard gain.
Neither one of the teams in the first possessions could stop each other, so we might have a high-scoring affair tonight.
And Buchanan and Foothill, the defense took over throughout the entire game, except for the fourth quarter, I think, when both defenses got tired. Still low-scoring game at 9-6.
Yeah, an outstanding game, too. We had a chance to see the second half of that game, and it was just tremendous. And, again, you know, Gerald Irvin, what can you say about it? I mean, he is the top running back in the Valley. There's no question about it. I know we're seeing some good ones tonight in Bennett, in Dugas, and McCoy, and you're seeing David Christensen. He's an outstanding back in his own right, but I'll tell you, Mr. Irvin gets it done. And he scored the winning touchdown tonight. And with that, I get to do one of the things I like to do the most. I get to talk about our sponsors. AJ Tuxedo Junction, Fast Trip, where I get my Sprites. You know that, right? I say that every week. I also got some Dr. Pepper that was very good. Matter of fact, I got
Keep it going.
Art Technology, Get, Golden Empire Transit, Total Body Chiropractic, and Precision Driving School. Couldn't do without our sponsors. It's great working with them every week.
Yes, it is. We need you. It's 1st and 10 for BHS at the Clovis West 45. Roddy right on the end around, flag is down. 45 cuts back 40, 35-30. To the 20, running down the distance, 10-5, touchdown, BHS!
And I think it's going to come back, Mark. I think they got a hold inside before the play broke. What a great run, but it's going to come back.
That flag was thrown very early. It's amazing the speed that he has.
Did you see how he waited for the block? Because he had the open side of the field, and he kind of waited. It looked like Clovis West had a defense just perfectly, and boom, as soon as he saw his opportunity, he was gone. He had that small window, he took it, boom, touchdown.
We can see things develop up here much better than you can on the sidelines. It is against BHS, so negates a long touchdown run by Rodney. Right against Garces, he had an excellent punt return, which was called back. I think it was about 60 yards.
So Clovis West scores on a reverse option. Bakersfield High comes back on their own reverse option, sort of. Not an option, but they ran the reverse. And Wright scores, but they bring it back because of the penalty. But, you know, BHS is doing some good things so far. And, again, we talk about it week to week. You set up plays by what you do and how successful you are, things that are happening, things that are working. You're going to use certain things for later in the game, and I know Coach Preston is scripting his plays, and they're looking at the fourth quarter right now.
We're mixing it up very well. Lewis, Dugas, 50-yard line midfield, out of bounds. Red Austin wide to the left that time, and right to slot left. They run right, which they do most of the time, and do it very effectively. Short gain for BHS. It'll be 2nd down and 15. Ball right at midfield at the 50-yard line. 3:18 to play in the first quarter.
It's kind of interesting so far because BHS's drives take a little bit longer, although Rodney Wright's certainly capable of breaking a big play, but their drives are taking a little bit longer. And Clovis, I only believe, had 5 possessions, quick, boom, score, and that's more their style.
Well, BHS wants to keep the ball away from Clovis West.
They want to grind it out, wear them down, and have time of possession.
2nd and 15 for BHS. Wright's wide to the left, high formation. Lewis play action, looking over the middle, the pass complete. The 40-yard line, 45-40, down the sidelines to the 20. Whoa! Body hit put on by James McCarroll for BHS on the CW defensive back on the far side.
I'll tell you what, they are doing a nice job of throwing the ball underneath. What they're doing is they're splitting Rodney Wright out wide and using him as a decoy, and then they're coming underneath because the Clovis West linebackers are keying on Dugas and McCoy coming up. That play action freezes them, and that time they ran the back out of the backfield. Underneath, he was wide open.
BHS receivers are getting open and they're catching the ball. 1st and 10 for the Drillers. 2 receivers to the right, ball on the right hash mark for Lewis and company. Ball given to Dugas, sweep left, 20-yard line, tries to cut back, 15, nice tackle. A very short game. Clovis West pursuing it very well.
That was a nice job of stringing that play out because Dugas was trying to turn the corner, and he never had a chance to turn the corner. And a very nice open field tackle. And if we had the young man's name, we'd give it to you, but we don't have 30 on our roster.
The public address man doesn't have his name either, but a fine play.
But we'll try to get it. And
Second and 5.
That time, Mark Clovis was just doing a good job of pursuing and getting more than one. Although it was a one-on-one tackle, they did have people over there for help.
2:29 to play in the first quarter. 7-7 between VHS and Clovis West. Ball on the left hash mark. Did somebody jump? Ball given to Bennett. Tries to power his way up the middle. Maybe gets to about the 12, 13-yard line. And not much besides that. Clovis West providing a good barrier for VHS. Jordan Hayden making the tackle for the Eagles.
And those Clovis West linebackers are going to be busy on the run. They come up, they pursue, they step up, and they hit you. And they're real active pursuing, but they're also very good at stepping up into the hole and making very good one-on-one tackles. You know, that's the thing about Clovis West. We've talked about it before, but they are extremely well coached. In every phase of their game, they play very, very well.
They run a 5-2 defense. Split backs behind Lewis. Bennett in the backfield, breaks away from it, goes to about the 10-yard line. It'll be short of the first down by maybe a half yard or so. It'll be fourth and very short for VHS with 1:30 to play in the first quarter.
That should have been a tackle for a loss, but Bennett, because he's such a strong, tough runner, so physical, just broke the tackle in the backfield and kept going. And, you know, that's the thing. Clovis West is going to have to make sure they wrap up tonight, too. They can't arm tackle these VHS backs, just like VHS can't arm tackle the Clovis West running backs. You got to wrap up tonight, or you're going to give up a big play.
Dvorak in it right in for VHS, giving some extra blocking. Dugas hit at the 10-yard line. Looked like he had the opening, and he was stuck. I don't believe he got it. We'll see if they take a measurement here.
Rodriguez said hello. Oh, did he lay a hit on him? Because I believe that was Dugas, or was it McCoy? Was it Dugas?
It was Dugas.
Dugas stepped over a defender, and as soon as he did, I'll tell you what, he said hello, and he got stuck.
And Dugas is 190 pounds. Looked like he had a small opening, and then they closed very quickly.
Yeah, Rodriguez doing a nice job, put the hat on him and said, you're not going to get this first down as they measure.
They are short. Clovis West holds first and 10 for Clovis West. Excellent hit.
Big
Gotta
possession.
make big plays and big games.
Big possession for Clovis West defensively.
We talked about how important offense is and how important defense is.
But VHS is in good shape because they've got Clovis West pinned inside their 10-yard line. So field position-wise, VHS has the better hand at this point. But they're going to have to stop Clovis West. They didn't do it last time, so we'll see what happens.
Well, Clovis West has only had one series today, and they scored. So VHS has kept the ball away from them, but it's a 7-7 game. They got their own 10-yard line. Moultrie the pass, throws an out pattern. Check that. Looking for the post, threw it like an out. Threw like an out and up. And looking for the post incomplete as he was thrown deep to about the 45-yard line in their own territory. It'll be second down for Clovis West.
Man, that play never really developed. It looked like they had a miscommunication on the pattern.
The receiver's running a post, and he threw an out and up.
Right.
Second down, second and 10 for Clovis West. Ball to the 10, 12-yard line. Christensen, who scored their first touchdown on a long run.
But did Paulson do a nice job staying right there and wrapping him up because he got that little fake and he was going to break him back inside. He just wrapped him up. That's a good one-on-one tackle. We've seen a lot of, early in this game, although we've seen a couple of tackles broken, we've also seen a number of good hits one-on-one as well.
You can get to the guys. 3rd and 7 for Clovis West. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Man in motion there is Christensen. He has the ball. 15, 20-yard line. First down across the 25 to about the 27. 1st and 10 for Clovis West. David Christensen running left.
And he had a lot of room to do it. Ran behind a big pulling tackle there. And that was kind of an interesting play because it was more of a misdirection. They kind of pitched the ball wide, and you thought, how's that play going to develop? And it developed very nicely as the tackle got out there, made a nice block to pick up the first down.
The clock is down to 8 seconds here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for Clovis West. Ball carrier 30, 35-yard line. And the runner, Johnny Mila for Clovis West, picks up a good gain across the 30 to about the 34. The first quarter comes to a conclusion. It is Bakersfield High 7, Clovis West 7. You're watching the Prep Football Game of the Week exclusively on Time Warner Cable, Channel 16.
Get on the get. Geo, go. Get ready, set. For a whole month of rides that last, all you gotta do is get a flash pass.
The Get Bus is so easy to do.
I catch up on my reading too.
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Here's what we say.
Get on the get bus, get bus, get on. Get on the get on the get bus, get bus, get on. Get on the get on the get bus, get bus, get on.
Excuse me, is that tuxedo from AJ's? Let AJ's get you noticed. A Bakersfield tradition for over 25 years, specializing in Pierre Cardin, Christian Dior, Oscar de la Renta, and Calvin Klein. AJ's Tuxedo Junction, with 3 great locations to serve you.
This is Mark Heffernan with Bobby Sharp from Memorial Stadium, the grand finale of the Pigskin Classic. We have a 7-7 ball game between BHS and Clovis West after 1.
Fun first quarter, huh?
Excellent. What a beautiful night.
Oh, it is. It's
Gorgeous
gorgeous.
evening.
It's getting colder. I like that.
I love it. Got to be cold in football season. Ball game straight up the middle and a first down for Clovis West. Across the 40 to the 42. Ryan Schultz, the fullback, used sparingly, but being very effective tonight.
Well, their fullback runs inside, but that's the second time they've given the ball to the fullback in there. And I think they've gotten close to 13 yards on 2 carries. So they've seen something in there. They've been able to run wide, just like BHS. So if you come back up the middle, you're going to have something.
The ball game straight up the middle. And the ball carrier for Clovis West looked to be Mike Romero.
And Clovis West likes to do a lot of that misdirection. That's what we talked about. With the wing team, you've got to have a good fullback who knows how to run inside, because you know you're going to get those things if you have speed on the outside, and Clovis West does.
Back up there again. Cross midfield to the 45. Milliff, they've been throwing a lot of ball carriers at us, and now all can run. First and 10 for Clovis West at the BHS 45-yard line, and Clovis West gets right up to the line of scrimmage just as BHS is getting set on defense. Amazing. Romero breaks a tackle across the 40 to about the 36.
Well, Schultz and Romero, both of them, showing they can run inside because they both look good. They're physical,
5'6",
strong.
170. 5'6", 170. He's like a tank.
They're strong in there. And you know what Clovis West is doing to Bakersfield? I think we've got a flag on the field, and we might have an illegal procedure. But you know what Clovis West has been able to do to Bakersfield early in this game is they've effectively run straight ahead, and then they've run their counters, which I think they call their counter reverse or counter sweeps. And they've gotten that tackle out there, and he's done a nice job leading, and they've been able to get some big plays on the outside, which normally against BHS you cannot do because of their talented backfield people defensively.
They've really sped up the offense too. First and 15 for Clovis West. Ball carrier, David Christensen, stacked up at midfield to about the 49. About 3 drillers over there.
That time Webb did a nice job of penetration, got rid of his man, and made a nice tackle. He really didn't have anywhere to run because BHS turned the play back inside that time and didn't let him run outside. I'm very impressed with him, as I knew we would be. I mean, everybody talked about how good he was. And he runs very smart. He knows how to run inside. He knows how to run outside. I think that the thing that it makes a good or a great high school running back is if he knows how to run behind a good blocker. Does he know how to use his blocks, and is he timely doing it? And he's showing us tonight he knows how to do it.
Romero fullback. Inside handoff fumble. Does BHS have it? The Drillers recover the fumble at their own 48-yard line.
And there's the turnover that I talked about, execution. That is very uncharacteristic of Clovis West. They never turn the ball over. And now BHS has the ball inside Clovis West territory. That's not a good sign for Clovis West.
That was an inside handoff to the lead back coming from the other side. Joel Diaz with the recovery. BHS with a great break at their own 48, 49-yard line. Clovis West made some turnovers last week, and it cost them in that 37-20 loss.
Well, they can't do it tonight. There's no way in the world they're going to be able to commit those turnovers in their own territory and beat Bakersfield High School.
BHS split backs. Here in the second quarter, 10:21 left. Pass complete to Rodney Wright, cross midfield, and tackled right there. Clovis West stringing the play out very well. There's about 4 other Eagles over there. Knocking him out to the short side of the field. Maybe a gain of 1 yard, 2nd and 9 for BHS.
Mike Squire played that very nicely, but that's just one of those gimme plays. BHS just ran that to see how
setting them up.
Right, they just ran that play to see how they were going to cover it. And what we're going to start seeing them do is put Rodney in the slot or put him on a trip set where they have 3 wide receivers to the right and run some of those screens that they like to run, where he comes back inside, where he can run over the middle, and they're setting that play up. How do we know that? We've seen him play already, so we can call it.
He's wide left, Roddy right, ball on the right hash mark for Nate Lewis and company. McCoy, the ball carrier, sweep left 50, cuts back 45 to about the 44. Nice run of about 5 or 6 yards by McCoy running left for BHS.
Well, McCoy, the leading rusher for the Drillers. If that's a surprise to a lot of people, and I'm sure it's not to him, his first game came off the bench against Garces and ran for, I think, was it 2 touchdowns? In his first game, I think he scored 2. And
2 if not 3.
Yeah, and right away, he established himself and said, Coach, give me some time, I can get it done.
I want some PT.
And now they're even more, it allows them to become even more deeper in their backfield.
3rd and 3 for the Drillers, single running back, and he has it. It is McCoy to the 40. First down, breaks open, 35-30, stays on his feet to about the 24-yard line. Daryl McCoy for BHS.
And Dave Bennett made that whole play. He kicked out on the defensive end. McCoy read it and cut inside, and a great block by Bennett to create that whole play. And McCoy, Dugas. They're fresh. They don't take a lot of hits in a game, which is important when you're playing Clovis West.
You can't hit them
solidly.
solidly.
They like to hit you. But again, it keeps them fresh, and it's just very difficult when BHS can run that many players at you.
Eric Walker wide to the left for BHS. Slot right, Dave Bennett. McCoy, the single ball carrier. Pass out to Roddy Wright to the 20-yard line. Puts his head down, goes out of bounds at about the 17, close to the first down.
Thanks, Coach. You made me look good. That time, Roddy was in the slot. The wideout just took his man down the field, and Roddy just kind of turned. They threw it out to him, let him make the play. There's that West Coast offense. You know, throw the ball out. That's like a run. You just throw it out there to him, and he makes the play, and he got 7 yards.
I think BHS has thrown to about 5 different receivers tonight. They're really
I've never seen him throw the ball this much.
Yeah. Throwing nice, safe, short passes, setting up the run, and vice versa. 2nd and 3 for BHS, 8:25 to play in the second quarter. 7-7 between the Drillers and Clovis West. Misdirection, Bennett, 15, breaks a tackle to the 10, 1 man a beat, puts his head down, stays on his feet, and a touchdown for the Drillers!
That is a great play! That's as good a run as you're going to see in high school football this year. I'll tell you what, there was nothing wrong. The misdirection, the delayed handoff to him, he sidestepped one guy, put his head down, and just dragged 2 guys into the end zone. That's just an amazing run.
You talk about a guy wanting a touchdown.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's as good in his position as anybody. There's nobody better in high school football in California than Mr. Bennett at the fullback position. I know that, because I'll tell you what, that was a great, great run.
Some guys are so tough when they get inside a 5-yard line, they smell the end zone. As the PAT by Eric Walker is successful, it's Bakersfield High 14, Clovis West 7. 8:18 to play in the second quarter. Another impressive drive by the Drillers.
I just can't get over that run. You know, we talked about him in the opening game against Garces, how deceptive he is. Because you don't think he's going to be very quick on his feet, but he understands how to run because he's a smart runner. He kind of reminds me in a lot of ways, I don't know, people won't remember this name, but Craig James used to be a big running back at SMU about 10 years ago. And he was about 6'2", about 205, and although David's not that big, he has the same type of moves inside. And the thing is, he can run around you with his deceptive speed in the hole, or he'll put his head down. And as all the BHS backs do, they have great leg drive. They're so strong with their legs when they push and they drive, and they don't go down very easy. But that was just a great run.
Well, it looked like he might get to the 10-yard line. He spun off a couple of guys, and the last 5 yards was really incredible. Talk about a guy wanting a touchdown.
And really, there wasn't
a
a whole lot of blocking there, Mark. Really, he did that all on his own.
Great running backs do that. Craig James, who later played with New England, is now a commentator.
Some of us might know that out there as you watch all these NFL programs on ABC, CBS.
I thought you were going to say Larry Sonka. But Bennett runs with more speed than Sonka. Kick is on the way to the 10, 15-yard line. A little opening for Clovis West, 20. Across the 30, Soros. The kick returner for Clovis West returns it to about the 31. Let's see what the BHS defense can do right now with that 14-7 lead. 8-11 to play in the first half.
Well, Clovis West hurt themselves in their last possession as they fumbled at their 49-yard line, and BHS right away getting one play to get in their red zone just like that, and they score. Clovis West perfectly capable of coming back, but we've already seen that.
Ball given straight up the middle. Almost looked like the ball carrier lost it as he gets across the 32-33 in their own territory.
Dictate how you call your plays, too. I mean, it will dictate a lot of what Clovis West tries to do. If they have to play from behind, and they have to start putting the ball in the air. I know we're only in the second quarter, but it makes a difference in what you do with your play selection.
Shows the ball carry that time. Christensen across to 40, 45, midfield, first down. Check that out, Johnny Myleth, and a first down for Clovis West. Big gain across midfield into BHS territory. Just when you think you have them down, they come back with a big play.
Well, the counter sweep's been hurting Bakersfield all game long, and we're early into this game. When they ran that counter sweep, and I'll tell you what, Clovis West running backs run hard too. They're very difficult to bring down. Myleth did a nice job.
There's David Christensen, double teamed in the backfield and dropped for about a 4-yard loss. They smelled it out, the BHS defense.
Joe Diaz was in there in a hurry and got help from his buddies, and Clovis West gets a big play, and then BHS gets a big play.
John Dvorak also went on the play. They definitely were keying on Christensen on that run. It's 2nd and 14 for Clovis West at their own 46-yard line. 7:05 to play in the first half. Clovis West brings guys in and out on every play.
Yeah, they do a lot like Bakersfield. You're going to see a lot of people running the ball, and they're very confident with that because they execute so well, and they do such a great job blocking up front. They feel comfortable in using 5 or 6 backs, and you're going to see that tonight.
That's why they have a lot left in the fourth quarter. Moultrie rolling out to his left. His pass almost intercepted by BHS, Sean Mackey. We have a flag down at the 44-yard line in Clovis West territory. Illegal block against Clovis West as Moultrie is rolling out to his left, threw across his body. Kind of a dangerous throw.
Yeah, and he was looking for Betta out there, number 88, the senior wide receiver, and the ball was thrown behind him. It looked like he got outside okay, set up really well, but he just didn't throw a very good ball. And again, Clovis West does not throw the ball very much. And then coming into a game like this, BHS, as improved as they are with throwing the ball, makes them that much more dangerous. And I talked about this just, a few seconds ago. If Clovis West has to come from behind and do it throwing, I don't think they can do it.
They'll be in a little bit of trouble if they have to do that. Of course, they're back inside their 30-yard line, 2nd, and I guess 28. 29, 6:43 to play in the second quarter.
Field position becoming very important early in this game already. They turned the ball over their last possession. They've hurt themselves with a couple of penalties, and now they're inside their 30-yard line again. But they can break it just like Bakersfield, so anything can happen.
Pass out here to the 30-yard line. 40. BHS knocked this guy out of bounds at about the 48-yard line in BHS territory.
Now here's a great name, Uda Beta.
Uda Beta.
Sounds like a Star Wars character, doesn't it? Uda Beta.
It has great speed.
Beta showed us some speed on that play. And what did I just say? Anything can happen with Clovis West, right? Well, boom, they get that play right back. And now it's only 3rd and about 8.
Right back in it. Split backfield for Moultrie. To the right, setting up the screen left, and a pass incomplete to Christensen. At midfield, it'll be 4th down for Clovis West.
Did they do a nice job of setting that up? Boy, that was beautiful. They just
threw a bad pass.
They didn't finish the execution, but I'll tell you what, they saw something right there, and I know you can bet they'll come back to that play.
So Clovis West will be punting on 4th and 8 from the BHS 48-yard line. Right, deep for BHS, standing at his own 15. Christensen gets it away. A floater to right at the 10. He eludes one tackler to the 15-20. Runs to his own man across the 24-yard line. Nice return by Rodney Wright. Almost had a chance to break it farther than that.
Rodney's fun, isn't he? When he touches the football, he is very exciting. I'll tell you what, that was it's fun to watch him play football because you can tell how much he enjoys it. And he is so athletic. Anytime he gets his hands on the football, it doesn't matter where he's at, he can make a big play.
And Joe Diaz was looking for somebody to block after the play. He was ready to hit some Clovis West people during the play and after it. Because he thought Rodney Wright had broken at that time. 6:15 to play in the first half, 14-7 in favor of BHS over Clovis West. And the Drillers have the ball at their own, just outside their own 25-yard line.
And they've had good field position so far tonight.
Wright, wide to the right. High formation for the Drillers. Bennett at fullback. Ball given to McCoy. Tries to power his way up to about the 28-yard line. Runs to a wall of Clovis West players. But as we know, many times when BHS runs the ball, they're setting up something else.
Well, they're going to pound you. We've talked about it many times with that big offensive line. They wear you down. And time of possession right now is all Bakersfield High School. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. I think maybe with the exception of their first possession, possibly, but they looked awfully good tonight, and I'm really impressed with how they're throwing the football, Mark.
Tyler Poulsen wide to the right for BHS. Right, slot right. Ball in the middle of the field. Looked like something unusual happening in the BHS offensive line. Didn't quite get the count that time.
That's going to be a motion penalty against the Drillers. First time we've seen them kind of.
They look somewhat confused that time.
Put themselves there. Actually, they rolled away from Rodney's side, and he was the only receiver downfield. They played that really well. And actually, I think that ball might have been overthrown on purpose. If that's the case, he did a smart play. He made a very smart play.
Pretty difficult to complete that pass with the excellent coverage. But he did have plenty of time to throw, and the BHS offensive line doing a great job tonight, like they usually do.
Well,
5:26 to play.
I talked about in the Garces game how much I thought their pass blocking had improved. Not that they hadn't done a good job of it before, but you can see it tonight. This Clovis West team is excellent defensively, and so far they've done a nice job protecting the quarterback.
Ty Hammond now a quarterback for BHS. Decides to run it to the 30-yard line. 35, nice move. 40, has a first down to the 44-yard line. Wow.
Talked about it in the pregame, the extra weapon. When Ty Hammond goes back to pass, if there's nothing there, I know Coach Preston's saying, hey, tuck it and run it, and let's use you as an extra weapon. And that's another thing Clovis West is going to have to worry about. Now they've got another fresh quarterback in there with a strong arm, who's even probably a little bit better on the run than Lewis is. He's stronger, a little bit more athletic. But I'll tell you what, BHS has two very good quarterbacks, and they keep each other fresh, and they can make a lot of plays. They have many ways to hurt you.
We talk about a team with great depth. Their backups are as good as the starters. First and 10 for BHS at their own 44-yard line. 4:52 to play in the first half. Hammond to Bennett, hit the backfield, breaks that tackle, but not for long, gets back to the 45, maybe only a gain of 1 yard. Nice tackle by CW. Mike Romero, we've seen a fullback making a great one-on-one tackle on Dave Bennett.
That's the first time that's happened to Bennett tonight, where he's been
Wrapped
tackled by one guy. Yeah, they wrapped up that time, didn't let go.
Get a hold of those legs and bring him down. Bennett gets away from him, he gains 5 yards or even more. 2nd and 9 for BHS at their own 45-yard line. Single running back behind Ty Hammond. It is McCoy. He is a ball carrier. Clovis West coming up, tries to slice through them. Gets to about the 45, which is back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long for BHS.
That time Mike Squire got the best of Rodney Wright. Rodney got the best of him a couple times early in this game, and that time Mike said, no, not this time, Rodney. And he just threw Rodney to the side, and he actually turned that play in and allowed the linebacker and the free safety to come up and make the tackle. That was an excellent play.
And Mark Daly helping out for Clovis West, the Golden Eagles. 3rd and 9, 3:45 to play in the first half. BHS 14, Clovis West 7. Right, slot left. Bennett over there. McCoy behind Ty Hammond. Used to throw. Protection pretty good. The pass is complete. First down for BHS at the 41-yard line in Clovis West territory. Mr. Wright, the receiver.
And that's a tough throw to make because it's almost it's a long timing pattern in a way, because it took Rodney a long time to kind of run that route because he had to get deep past the linebackers and then inside the safety. And again, the BHS line doing a great job of giving Ty plenty of time to throw the football and allow Rodney to run the pass route that he had to run, and right on the money. Hammond delivers it.
Thor's with a tackle for Clovis West. 1st and 10 for BHS, just outside the CW 40-yard line. And I believe we have a timeout. 3:08 to play. It is a timeout by Clovis West.
Teaching your teenager to drive doesn't have to be like swimming with sharks. Let the professionals at Precision Driving School help. Our instructors have the expertise to teach all aspects of defensive driving that help our students gain the confidence and skills needed to pass their driving test the first time. Precision Driving School, we make driving with your teenager as relaxing as a day on the beach. Classes are forming now, so call or visit us today on the corner of 19th and Oak.
If you've had an accident and are suffering from any of these symptoms, listen to your body and call us today. I'm Dr. Rudy Herrera of Mind and Body Chiropractic. Call us at 837-1505 in Bakersfield or in Delano at 721-1506.
.308 to play in the first half. BHS holding a 14-7 lead over Clovis West. And they have the ball with a 1st and 10 situation at the 40-yard line in CW territory. It is looking very good tonight. Ty Hammond at quarterback for BHS. Bennett, the ball carry to the 40. Cut through about 2 defenders to the 37-yard line. Nothing was there, and he picks up about 3 yards.
Yeah, that's the first time tonight where he's actually been, I think, hit at the line of scrimmage and tackled. I mean, they've been getting deep penetration where Clovis West has had to make tackles by their linebackers and some of their safeties, and that time they did a nice job of closing down that hole right away, and Bennett didn't have much running room that time.
Bailey and Squire in the stop for Clovis West. 2nd and a long 6 for BHS, ball in the left hash mark. Wright coming to this side. Bennett slot left. Hammond, long count. Gives the ball to McCoy, running wide right, breaks a couple of tackles, gets to about the 31, 32-yard line. He might be shy of the first down, it depends on where they spot it. Looks to be right on the marker.
That's just great running, though, because I actually thought they had that play strung out. Great blocking, and actually Clovis West, I thought, hey, they're going to make that play. But a great job of running and really some missed tackles.
They won't have a measurement. They're calling it 1st and 10 for BHS. Nice spot by the referees. Great spot.
Well, that always helps.
It was questionable one way or the other. Just outside the 30-yard line, the right hash mark, the BHS Drillers, they'd like to score again before the conclusion of the second quarter. It's down to 2 minutes. They lead at 14-7. Right to this side. Ty Hammond moving the club. Bennett breaks a couple of tackles. 25.
He shakes. He does whatever he has to do to get that extra yard, and he is excellent at when contact is made. He's spinning away from you. And
second and very short.
Just missed that first down.
Amazing he got that far. Looked to have maybe 5 yards. Got 9.5. Just outside the 20-yard line, the BHS Drillers. Wide to the right, Eric Walker. Right is left. High formation for BHS behind Hammond. Play action, good protection, rolling to his right, throws it into the end zone. Is it intercepted? Or is the Clovis West defensive back out? They're calling it an interception. It looked like he caught the ball, then he fell out.
Boy, that looked
the right side of the end zone.
That looked like both wide receiver Rodney Wright and the DB for Clovis West had the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, that's what it looked like
to me. It looked like their momentum carried them out of bounds.
Huh. And it didn't appear as if they were hit. If they catch the ball and are driven out of bounds, and they say it's in play, but it looked to me like he fell out of bounds, but the referees are closer to the action than we are.
Their vantage point was better than ours.
Clovis West 1st and 10 through on 20-yard line on the touchback. INT for Clovis West. Across the 25 for Clovis West, Johnny, my left, 161-pounder for CW.
My left looked good running that counter reverse. They're dangerously close to breaking that all the way. They've had about 3 of those, and they've been very, very close. Bakersfield High is going to have to do a better job of containing that, or Clovis West is going to score on that play.
On that particular play, Hammond forced the ball to Rodney Wright, who was double covered, but it seemed as if he threw it slightly out of the end zone. Great INT. It appeared as if the CW defender was out of the end zone.
Well, it looked
once his feet came down.
It looked like he threw the ball purposely, maybe just trying to get rid of it. Yeah. He didn't throw it quite far enough, but when both players had their hands on the ball, they were out of the end zone. So, I mean, I don't know how the official ruled that. Obviously, like we said, he had a better vantage point than we did, but it certainly looked like that neither receiver could take possession of that, and it would have just been an incomplete pass. But again, in this situation, Clovis West down inside, deep inside their own territory. Bakersfield High, all they have to do is just continue to go after them and possibly get the ball back if Clovis West makes another mistake, which that would, I don't see that happening. They're just too good of a team. I don't think they're going to give BHS a second opportunity to score down there because they just dodged a big bullet.
John Dunn, the injured BHS driller, getting up on his own power. Number 35, 51 seconds to play in the second quarter. BHS with a 14-7 lead, trying to get more and were unsuccessful.
Well, again, like I said, they dodged a bullet, Clovis West did. And heck of a play in the end zone on the interception, and they've got the ball back with a chance to make something happen, and they're explosive enough to do it.
Great teams make big plays. Moultrie gives the ball to Ryan Isley across the 32, about the 34-yard line.
And you know, if you were
the tackler for
if
BHS.
you're a normal team, you know, if you're playing just a normal team, you'd say, well, they're just going to run out the clock. They're in their own territory, but not Clovis West, because they can score from anywhere on the field. They're that dangerous.
Moultrie rolling to his right, looking for the screen left to Christensen, 35-40 down the sidelines, gets a block, close to midfield, first down for Clovis West, 31 seconds left.
And did we talk about the screen? Yeah. Earlier they ran that play and it was wide open.
It was open the first time.
And Moultrie overthrew him, but that time they came right back to it. BHS pursuing. They know Clovis West is throwing the ball. They kind of over-pursued, and a very nice call and even better execution.
Throwing the screen to the short side of the field. Left hash mark for Clovis West, moving right to left. 31 seconds left in the first half. Moultrie throws a quick one, complete to his tight end in BHS territory at the 35-yard line. Nice pass play, and Clovis West on the move. Steve Taylor.
Taylor doing a nice job. He just got in between the corner and the safety, a quick pop, and Moultrie delivered the ball right on the money. And like I alluded to earlier, you can't go to sleep with this Clovis West team. They're too good. They can score with 35 seconds left in the half.
Pass comes this way, 35-30, and a whole slew of drillers making the tackle.
There's our
Udo Beta. Didn't fool the
Beta.
drillers this time.
Not that time.
Clock down to 10 seconds to play in the second quarter. Kelly Miller making the stop for BHS.
And Miller's doing a nice job of wrapping him up that time, because Beta can run after he catches the ball. He's already shown that tonight.
Have to hit him before he gets going. 5-yard penalty against Clovis West. 10 seconds to play in the second quarter.
And really,
Winterfielders try to throw it towards the end zone.
Really, at this point, Clovis West has to feel pretty good about where they're at, only down 14-7, because it could have been a lot worse. When they turned the ball over earlier, Bakersfield got it back. BHS did not score. They were inside the Clovis West 30-yard line. So Clovis West has to feel pretty good that they're only down 14-7 with 10 seconds left in the half.
And now maybe 17-7. They're within 7 points. That Foothill Buchanan game was no score at the half, 9-6 the final score. It definitely was a defensive struggle.
Everything is advertised, and it took a great player making a great play to win the game. And heartbreaker for Buchanan, but neither team, Buchanan's not going to hang their head. They lost to a very good Foothill team, and I know Foothill feels very good about it. Coach Fermenter spoke all week in the paper about how big of a win this would be. He's in his 32nd year at Foothill.
He finally beat a Clovis school.
And I can remember them playing Clovis back when my cousin Chuck O'Brien was playing for them in the late 80s, and they actually did go up and beat Clovis up there, but that was in the preseason when they used to play them. But they haven't actually beaten them in the playoffs or in another regular season game other than a preseason game or that has to do with that until this year. I think it's been about 10 years, and just a tremendous win for their program, and both teams played extremely well, and it was just a great game.
He's had some close encounters against the Clovis schools. Finally gets a victory tonight. Moultrie to pass, good protection. Tight end is open at the 20. 10-5, touchdown, Clovis West. The same guy, Steve Taylor, get the tight end open with a step on the BHS defender.
That is a great call, because they ran Beta across the field and took everybody with them, and they kind of ran a post to the corner to the other side with the tight end, and he was wide open. I'll tell you what, Moultrie says, I can throw the ball. Wait a minute here. I can throw the ball. That ball was right on the money. And what did we say, Mark, about Clovis West? You can never relax on them. They are that good.
They came right back. And the kick is up, and it's good.
We have a tie score.
We have a tie score after 2 quarters at halftime. Bakersfield High School 14, Clovis West 14. And you're watching the high school football game of the week exclusively on Time Warner Cable, Channel 16.
Coffee in the morning, get you on your way. For something cold any time of the day. Sounds real good, but what do you say? It's easy, it's fast, we're on your way. Take a fast trip to the fast trip. Something to go and something to sip at the fast trip.
Take a fast trip today and pick up an ice-cold Super Guzzler or regular Guzzler, only at Fast Trip.
If Windows 95, Pentium 133, the internet, and gigabytes have you all confused, then you should buy your computer at Arc Technology, your local computer connection with personal service for just the right equipment at the lowest prices and service after the sale. Check this fall special. The hot new 6-speed CD-ROM drive, just $98. Call Arc for low prices on all RAM upgrades, including laptops and notebooks. And Arc will upgrade all Packard Bells. Don't you buy a computer until you check with Arc Technology, 3 blocks north of Costco at the Clock Tower.
Ride to work with time to spare.
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Here's what we say.
Get on the get bus, get bus, get on. Get on the get on the get bus, get bus, get on. Get on the get on the get bus, get bus, get on.
That tuxedo from AJ's?
Let AJ's get you noticed. A Bakersfield tradition for over 25 years, specializing in Pierre Cardin, Christian Dior, Oscar de la Renta, and Calvin Klein. AJ's Tuxedo Junction, with 3 great locations to serve you.
Teaching your teenager to drive doesn't have to be like swimming with sharks. Let the professionals at Precision Driving School help. Our instructors have the expertise to teach all aspects of defensive driving that help our students gain the confidence and skills needed to pass their driving test the first time. Precision Driving School, we make driving with your teenager as relaxing as a day on the beach. Classes are forming now, so call or visit us today on the corner of 19th and Oak.
If you've had an accident and are suffering from any of these symptoms, listen to your body and call us today. I'm Dr. Rudy Herrera of Mind and Body Chiropractic. Call us at 837-1505 in Bakersfield or in Delano at 721-1506.
Walker to kick off for BHS as we begin the third quarter of play here at the stadium. Ball's fumbled at the 2-yard line. It'll be a touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Clovis West at their own 20-yard line.
That's kind of one of those weird plays in football where the guy catches the ball outside the goal line, he fumbles it, it's in play, and then the ball
I think he would have to run it out.
Yeah, I mean, it rolls into the end zone. Why wouldn't you run? I mean, that's just one of those funny rules in football, but hey, it's one of those rules. You know, you live with it.
Are they trying to prevent injuries?
I don't really know, but I don't like it. Let him play.
The Golden Eagles with the ball. Moultrie at quarterback. Pitch out to Christensen. BHS strings it out very well as he gets to about the 25-yard line. Going to be 2nd and maybe 3 or 4 for Clovis West.
Zach Manning did a really nice job that time of getting rid of his defender. And if you notice something right away with this BHS defense, they're not huddling. Their middle linebackers.
They don't have time to do it.
They don't have time, but they've made the adjustment already.
Christensen slips at about the 25-yard line, going to this side.
And already we can see in their play calling of Clovis West that they've seen something on that BHS right side because they keep coming back to their left side with those counters and those reverses. And really in the first half they had a lot of success running that counter reverse.
And they ran 2 screens to this side.
Right, and they were very close to breaking that counter reverse.
So it's 3rd and 5 for Clovis West. 11:05 to play in the third quarter. 14-14 ball game between the Drillers and the Golden Eagles. Moultrie on a reverse. Almost caught in the backfield. 25-30 down the sidelines to the 40. 1 man to beat. At a first down at the BHS 38-yard line. Is that Beta?
That is Beta.
Coming the other way. BHS had a chance to stop him for about a 4-yard loss in the backfield. He broke that tackle. Went down the sidelines, tackled by Kellen Miller.
And again, I think that was more poor tackling than anything else on the part of the Drillers, because they had that play all boxed in and didn't wrap him up, in a big play for Clovis West.
Well, they just got a hand on the big tight end. That's not enough to bring him down. Christensen up the middle. Gets to about the 36-yard line. A couple of Drillers on the stop. Kyle Webb making an initial stop for BHS. 2nd and 9 for Clovis West.
Webb closed that hole in a hurry. Not messing around in there. They're getting after it.
Ball on the left hash mark for Clovis West. Christensen in motion. Moultrie. Pitch back to Christensen. The 35 stops. And hit by about 4 Drillers. Be about 6 yards shy of the first down on the far side. Jake Lingo.
And really, that's the first time we've seen him use the option out of the wing tee, trying to run the option with Moultrie and Christensen. And BHS really did a good job that time of stretching the field, pursuing, and not allowing him to cut the ball back up. And really, Moultrie really had nothing there. If he would have ran it, there was no gain. And when he pitched it, they didn't get anything.
Well, BHS stayed in their lanes very well. Ball on the right hash mark for Clovis West. Ball given up the middle. Schultz, the fullback, stopped by a whole host of Drillers. It'll be 4th down for Clovis West. BHS territory at the 34-yard line.
John Coffey at 290. He's one of the little guys.
Oh, man.
He did a very nice job of getting rid of his blocker and said, you're not going anywhere inside.
Get out of my way.
You know, BHS is so physical and so strong, it's so hard to run straight at him. It's nearly impossible. But the misdirection, it makes it that much more tougher. Clovis West does a nice job of
4th down, they're going for it. Moultrie the pass. It is complete to Christensen. 25-20 makes a nice move to the 10. Dives to the end zone. It is a touchdown, Clovis West.
And I'll tell you what, I alluded to it earlier that I didn't think Clovis West was very good at throwing the football. Well, I'm eating my words tonight because they are doing a great job again. That's that little screen play, but that time they got Christensen out in the flat, one-on-one with the linebacker. Once he caught the ball, it was all up to him, and he's showing why everybody's saying, hey, wait a minute. We know that Urban is a good running back for Foothill, but we think our guy is the best running back in the valley. That was all him after he caught the ball.
Doing the kicking for Clovis West. Ryan Assell. And his kick is up and it's good. Clovis West with a lead for the first time tonight. 21-14 over BHS, 8:57 left in the 3rd quarter. You're watching the high school football game of the week exclusively on Time Warner Cable, Channel 16.
Coffee in the morning, get you on your way. For something cold any time of the day. Sounds real good, what do you say? It's easy, it's fast, we're on your way. Take a fast trip to the fast trip. Something to go and something to sip at the fast trip.
Take a fast trip today and pick up an ice-cold Super Guzzler or regular Guzzler, only at Fast Trip.
If Windows 95, Pentium 133, the Internet, and gigabytes have you all confused, then you should buy your computer at Arc Technology, your local computer connection with personal service for just the right equipment at the lowest prices and service after the sale. Check this fall special.
I'm Alex Rogers, owner of Arc Technology. Come and see for yourself why we have the warehouse stores beat, hands down, on price and service.
Don't you buy a computer until you check with Arc Technology, 3 blocks north of Costco at the Clock Tower.
Right fumbles a kickoff at his 10-yard line, 15-20. Gets past Clovis West, 30, 35, one man to beat. To midfield, I think up the distance, 30, 20, 10. It'll be a touchdown for BHS.
Hang on, folks. It's only the 3rd quarter. Why is it that every time somebody fumbles a kickoff, they score a touchdown? How many times have you seen that?
Well, special teams overrun the play.
I can't tell you how many times. It must freeze them up. They don't know. They must stop in their lanes, but I can't tell you how many times I see that. And with Rodney, he kind of bobbled it, picked it up, waited a second. And again, if you give Rodney a crack, he's gone.
Like I said, the special teams, they overrun the play. He didn't have many people to beat that time. Just had a kicker to beat the last 50 yards.
Looked like he was shot out of a cannon that time.
Walker comes back with a PAT, and it's good, just like that. It is Clovis West 21 and Bakersfield High School 21. 8:42 left in the 3rd quarter. bang-up game.
So Rodney says, let me get into the books here. I got to do something. I haven't been doing all that much tonight. They have been calling my number. They've been doubling me up on the wide out and the slot. He's caught a couple of passes, but they've been kind of doubling him up. They've so far kind of corralled him a little bit. But that's why Rodney does so many things for this team. He's so dangerous. You know, we saw a lot of teams so far this season. Garces kicked away from him. They wouldn't even kick him the ball. They were kicking out of bounds. But when you kick to him, you better cover him because that's how dangerous he is. And, you know, we didn't talk about it, but we talked about it kind of when we went to a commercial at halftime. What's going to happen to Bakersfield if Clovis West comes right out and scores? How are they going to handle it? Well, they've showed they can come right out and handle it. That's why they're such a great team. They have so many weapons, and they keep their offense. They don't even bring their offense on the field. Rodney Wright does it himself.
Well, Rodney, as you said, is a great punt returner, kickoff returner, wide receiver. He also has done a lot of blocking tonight. He's an excellent decoy man. He can beat you in so many ways, and both these teams have players that can make magnificent plays during a ball game to win it for you. We have a 21-21 ball game as things are beginning to heat up here at Memorial Stadium. As the kick goes into the end zone, and Clovis West will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. A 21-21 ball game, Christensen and then Rodney Wright. You're watching the high school football game of the week exclusively on Time Warner Cable, Channel 16. We had about 2 guys to beat. Clovis West with the ball. Excellent stick by BHS in the backfield on Christensen. Made sure they put him down that time. Of course, it doesn't happen very often. Kelly Miller coming up from his quarterback slot.
Kelly's played well tonight. He's made a number of really good plays. Even if he hasn't made the tackle tonight, he's turned a number of plays inside to his partners, and they put the hat on him. But that was an excellent open field tackle.
Moultrie makes a bad pitch, goes out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Threw that one at the last second. And Clovis West will lose about another 4. It'll be 3rd and 15, deep in their own territory.
Short side of the field, running the reverse option, and that was almost another mistake by Clovis West.
Very dangerous.
Oh, that was very dangerous, and they dodged another bullet.
Moultrie should have kept that one. BHS strung it out very well, just like they did the previous time Clovis West had the ball before the pass to Christensen. 3rd and 15. David in motion. He has the ball. Goes straight up the middle to Schultz. And Kelly Miller drives him back as he gets up to about the 20-yard line. Excellent one-on-one tackle, and Clovis West will be punting.
And you know, in the first half, we kind of had the feeling that Bakersfield High was going to take the game over a little bit defensively. Clovis West comes back just like that. In the second half, who was going to make plays defensively to stop the other team? Because so far, nobody's really done that.
Well, BHS should have excellent field position as Wright is standing back at his own 42. In this 21-21 game, 7:35 to play in the 3rd quarter. Low line drive punt. Wright lets it bounce, but still BHS will come up with very good field position. They're calling it, I think they've checked it yet, at their own 35-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Drillers after that long kickoff return by Rodney Wright. They have to be pumped up after the kickoff return, the great defensive stance, and the play of Kelly Miller.
Right, and I mentioned who's going to start making plays. Well, BHS comes out in their first defensive possession and says, we're going to make a play right here. We're going to do it. Actually, their second, because the first time Clovis West touched the ball, they scored. But Kelly Miller's getting his team pumped up, and let's see if it wears off on this BHS offense, who's looked very good tonight.
Austin White to the right for BHS. Bennett in motion. Lewis, the quarterback. Dugas around the left side, has an opening 40, 45, 50. He may go the distance to the 30, 20, 10. He has another touchdown for the Drillers.
They just keep coming. Dugas running behind the big, huge left side of that offensive line for the Drillers, had a big hole to run in, and it was just a matter of picking and choosing. And once he got the open field, nobody was going to get him. Here come the Drillers right back down the field.
65 yards for Adrian. 2 touchdowns for Bennett, 1 for Rodney Wright. So the big boys are coming up big, coming up major for BHS tonight.
Big players making big plays. BHS might have done the most important thing in the ball game, though, their last defensive possession. they came up with the big stop. But they did that in the first half a couple of times, and Clovis West came right back. This game is far from over, Mo.
Eric Rock with a P18 as BHS 28, Clovis West 21. The Drillers scoring 14 consecutive points. 7:16 to play in the third quarter. And we have definitely had fireworks here in the second half.
This has been fun, isn't it?
Great athletes.
I'll tell you what, both
tremendous high school players.
Both teams just doing some really good things on the offensive end. And we talked about the fact defensively that who's going to make stops, and BHS, I think tonight defensively has done just a little bit better job, even though they've given up 21 points. It's very difficult to stop either one of these teams, and both these teams are very good defensively. Hey, folks, remember, coming in tonight, BHS had not given up a touchdown. They'd outscored their opponents 82-0. And although they hadn't played the type of a caliber of a Clovis West, it still says something about their defense. And in this game, when it comes down to it, the defense and the turnovers are going to decide who wins this game.
And BHS running very effectively to the left side tonight. Some of their offensive linemen, Joe Bergman, John Coffey, David Lamelli, Dan Tapia, DJ Barthelmes, and John Dvorak. We don't mention their names a lot, but they're the big guys up front that create the big holes. And some of them play on defense, and we know what kind of job they've done.
Well, it all starts in the trenches. You're only as good as the people up front. And BHS is as good as anybody up front. They're proving that tonight.
With the backs they have at BHS, with the speed they have, and you have the holes that they have created, they could really make something happen. They're doing it tonight. Kickoff goes into the end zone, and no run back again. We have Walker for BHS and Baker for Foothill, two kickers that time and time again kick the ball through the end zone.
And we got to talk about this because this was brought to my attention by a good friend of mine, Randy Weldon, who's keeps stats for Highland. Last night in the Highland game, Highland played Menanche, and Ethan Beck, who's a great kicker, along with Mr. Baker at Foothill. We've been talking about him all year long. He tees the ball up on a kickoff. He kicks the ball through the upright on a kickoff, close to 65 yards. And Randy Weldon was telling me that when the ball went through the uprights, everybody was watching. They just all put their arms up. It was good on a field goal. Unbelievable. Shows you the kind of leg that Ethan Beck has at Highland.
He's quite an athlete. He
Yes,
plays
he
basketball on a super team, and he's a pitcher and quite a hitter for the Highland High baseball team. Wide receiver, running back, you name
Outstanding
it.
golfer, too. And
he could just do it.
Excellent student.
He could do it all. Straight handoff on second down for Clovis West. It'll be about 3rd and 4. First ball carrier was Christensen. And they huddle up very quickly. 3rd and 3, 6:30 to play at a third quarter. BHS 28, Clovis West 21.
John Coffey just kind of swallowed him up that time at 6'2", 290. The ball carrier just kind of disappeared when Coffey wrapped him up.
Well, BHS with 2 consecutive touchdowns in a hurry on the kickoff return by Rodney Wright. Then on a long run by Dugas. 3rd down and long for Clovis West. Moultrie, pitch back to Christensen. Race to the flag, fumbles it, falls on it, and it'll be punting time for Clovis West.
And
BHS drawn out very well again.
Back-to-back, very good possessions for the Drillers, which is something they had to do to establish themselves defensively in the second half, because both teams have been going after each other offensively, and this is the second straight possession for BHS defensively where they've outplayed that Clovis West offense.
Well, Moultrie has not been pitching the ball back that effectively tonight.
Well, both times on the option, they fumbled it.
Punt is underway, a short one. A little weak in the punting department. Takes a Clovis West roll. Rolls about 12 yards. Doesn't look bad, as BHS will have it 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line with 5:33 to play in the third quarter, holding a 28-21 lead and having the momentum, momentum.
But you know, just when you start to think in the first half, we kind of had the same feeling. BHS was taking control of the game. At any moment, Clovis West can come back. And like I stated earlier, a turnover here or there, field position here or there, and Clovis West is right back in this game. This game, like I said earlier, is far from over.
It'll probably go down to the wire. Lewis, the quarterback for BHS, right to this side, Austin to the left. Mix-up, and flags are down. BHS started an earlier drive tonight with a illegal procedure penalty, which cost them 5 yards. And usually those are just mental mistakes.
Interesting with this Clovis West team coming in tonight, in their first 2 games, they'd only thrown the ball for a combined total of 50 yards in the air. And Moultrie didn't look all that good early, but then in the second quarter and early in this third quarter, he looks really good throwing the ball. And just a sign of another great club, a well-coached team. They can make the plays when they have to.
And they get better as the game goes on. 1st and 15 for BHS. Lewis to Bennett, has a little opening to the 40. Hit, falls forward to about the 44-yard line. Nice gain and run by Dave Bennett. Running left once again, and somewhat of a counter.
And we haven't heard him call his name in the last 2 possessions.
Oh, they're setting him up.
Yeah, exactly.
You go at the speed of Wright and with Dugas, and then there's Bennett powering over you and through you.
Well, like we said, you're going to have success running inside if you have speed to the outside, and of course that's where Bennett is so effective, because he has that deceptive speed inside and he runs so hard. He's going to get 5-6 yards every time he goes inside.
Even looks like he's only going to gain 1 or 2. Wright wide to the right, ball almost on the left hash mark for BHS. Austin wide left. Bennett in motion. Dugas the ball carrier. They string him out very well. Knock him out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Excellent defense by Clovis West. Like a swarm of bees going to the ball carrier.
Yeah, Romero did a nice job of staying home out there that time, number 8, from his corner position. He wasn't fooled and tried to run a little misdirection. They ran the motion to the right side, and they were coming back to the left and didn't fool anybody. And they got about a 3rd and 4.
3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 for BHS. 4:43 to play in the 3rd quarter. 28-21 in favor of the Drillers. Lewis looking over the defense. The 5-2 set run by Clovis West. Dugas hit, and he'll be shy of the first down, maybe gain about a half yard. Clovis West really went to the ball carrier. There was some popping out there. We can hear it from up here. 2-yard gain, they're saying. Jeff Gent ran on the stop for Clovis West. 4th, and I would say 2 for BHS.
Clovis West comes right back and gets a stop defensively of their own. That was a big possession for them, because now they get the ball back and another opportunity, and they're going to have decent field position. They're not going to be pinned deep in their own territory. So a good possession for Clovis West defensively.
David Christensen deep for Clovis West. Walker to punt. Kicks it away from Christensen, calls for the fair catch at his own 18-yard line.
I thought he got that arm up there a little bit late, didn't he?
Yeah, it was very late.
It was very late, but he made a heady play and made the play.
He saw Ernie Sanchez barreling in on him.
Yes, he did.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Clovis West at their own 18-yard line. BHS
though,
having the better part of the field position in the second half.
And even though this isn't great field position, it's not the worst field position that they could be in.
Not inside your 10.
Right.
But Moultrie has had some problems with his pitch outs. He went left earlier and threw the ball out of bounds, and the last pitch out to Christensen the other way was not really good, but BHS has done a great job of stringing him out. And Moultrie going to his left. Has a man open over the middle, it's a tight end. Almost intercepted. Had to wait for the ball a little bit. Gary Austin knocking it away, and the tight end for Clovis West had to wait for the ball just a little bit.
Taylor was wide open. If the ball would have been delivered just a little bit sooner, that might have been a touchdown.
He doesn't have real strong arm.
Or at least a big play. But they've shown tonight they like to use their tight end. And BHS somehow is getting confused on the inside there, because the free safety or that linebacker is not picking up that tight end.
I don't see why the tight end should be open 25 yards downfield.
But he has been every time.
He doesn't have great speed. Christensen, 20, 30-yard line, nice tackle, but the first down for Clovis West. Kelly Miller with a great one-on-one tackle.
Kelly Miller's playing really, really well tonight, because he gets by Miller and he might have real estate to run for another touchdown. Christensen on the delayed handoff, almost a draw, if you will. Got right up the middle, turned it outside, and Miller has just played an outstanding game in his quarter spot
You have
tonight.
to be good at tackling an excellent runner in the open field like that, but you have to do it to be a great team. Inside handoff to the fullback. He stripped of the ball. The Drillers have it. Yes, it is BHS ball as they strip it away from Clovis West. 1st and 10 for BHS at the CW 35-yard line, another TO.
What did we talk about? Defense and turnovers. And uncharacteristic of a Clovis West team, they fumble the ball running inside with the wing T. Second time it's happened tonight. They had this problem last week with Fontana. They had turnovers at crucial times in the game, and it really, really hurt them. You cannot give them BHS the ball in this position, in this red zone right here, because they're just too good. Just like BHS can't do that with Clovis West.
Ryan Schultz with a fumble. BHS 1st and 10 of the Clovis West 35. Play action. Lewis to throw over the middle. Complete the Rodney Wright first down at about the 15-yard line in CW territory.
And that's a pass pattern they really like. Rodney was in the slot that time. He got in front of the safety. The safety was late rotating over. And Rodney does something at 5'8", 5'7 and a half. He can get up.
Elevates.
Rodney can get up in the air and go for it. The ball was thrown right where it had to be, but it was a little bit high. Rodney said, no problem. I'll just hop a little bit, get up and make that play.
He just out-jumps the defensive backs.
Great
fine
play.
basketball player. Rodney White to the right for BHS 1st and 10. They're using a lot of weapons tonight, a very impressive performance. Bennett in motion. Lewis to McCoy, 20-yard line, tries to cut back, swarmed under by about 4 Clovis West Eagles at the 20-yard line. Bailey getting really excited for CW.
And at this point, they need to get pumped up. BHS is down in that red zone, and they can't afford to give up another touchdown. Doesn't matter how explosive you are on the offensive end, you cannot allow BHS to have this field position that many times in a game because they're going to score. They're just too good. They're too big. They do too many things too well. And that time, Clovis West did a really nice job pursuing the ball.
2nd and 12 for BHS at the Clovis West 19-yard line. 2:34 to play in the third quarter. Split backs behind Lewis, Bennett, and McCoy. Lewis to Bennett. Balls forward to about the 17-yard line. Still shy of the original first down. It'll be 3rd and a long 10 and 3rd and 11 for BHS.
Clovis West toughening up in here. They're not as easy. The plays are not coming as easy inside. That time Bennett had a hole, but it closed down in a hurry. And Clovis West is playing tough, and what do we expect?
Is it time for play action?
This is a great team, and they have a lot of pride, and they're not going to quit. And like we said, we're at the 2-minute mark in the third quarter, and this game's far from over. But if BHS can get a score here, it would certainly start to kind of slowly put that hatchet in that Clovis West neck.
Well, as you said, Clovis West has made some uncharacteristic turnovers here in the second half. Ball in the middle of the field. Split backs for BHS. Reverse to right, to the 20, to the 15, has a block. They try to drag him down. He gets to about the 8-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down.
I really thought that play was going to go for more than what they got out of it. But Clovis West really
did it very well.
Yeah, they really did. It looked like they had more real estate to go, like Rodney was going to be able to turn the corner. And they did a really, really good job of stringing it out. And Schultz that time came up and made the big hit. Even though he didn't make the tackle, he slowed Rodney up enough to get help from his teammates. And they really dodged one that time. They made a great play.
The guy who plays quite a bit on offense, Schultz, the fullback. And we have 4th down. BHS will be going for a field goal. The ball will be set at the 16-yard line, so it'll be a 26-yarder for Walker.
Important possession for Clovis West defensively. Not to give up 7, and if they only give up 3, that's a good thing.
High snap. The kick is up. It is no good. Wide right. It was a high snap to the placeholder. He had to get it down very quickly, and I'm sure that threw Walker off just a little bit.
And boy,
again,
Clovis West really, really doing a nice job in that red zone defensively, not allowing BHS to get in the end zone. And folks, they're only 7 points down. And as they showed us in the first half, they have the ability to take the ball and go length of the field with 1 or 2 plays. This game is far from over, and Clovis West now takes the momentum back defensively a little bit. They're in it emotionally now, so we're kind of going back and forth.
Yeah. Christian in motion. Moultrie to the first ball carrier to about the 21-yard line. Mark Daly maybe gains about a yard. 2nd and 9 for CW in their own territory. 50 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Webb inside again, doing a good job of clogging that hole and making the tackle.
Clovis West, receiver White to the right. Udo Beta, split backs. Ball carrier up to about the 25-yard line. Short gain, it'd be about 3rd and 5. Schultz, the ball carrier, you hear his name quite a bit on defense. So another key third down play for Clovis West.
He's an all-purpose guy. He does a lot of things for their club, as do all their players. They do a lot of things well. They're not one-dimensional by any means.
Clovis West looking for the big play as we're coming to the conclusion of the third quarter. 6 seconds, 3rd and 5. Moultrie rolling to his right. Is he looking screen left? Fires it out to Christensen, complete, and tackled at the 20-yard line, and a great hit by Zach Manning. Saw it all the way.
That time, nobody was fooled on that screen, Mark. They read that one. They've been burned on it twice before, and they weren't going to get burned on it that time.
So it'll be 4th down for Clovis West as we come back to the fourth quarter. After 3, it's BHS 28, Clovis West 21. You're watching the high school football game of the week, exclusively on Time Warner Cable, Channel 16.
Get on the get. Geo, go. Get ready, set. For a whole month of Price That Lash, all you gotta do is get a flash pass.
The Get Bus is so easy to do.
I catch up on my reading too.
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Here's what we say.
Get on the get bus, get bus, get on. Get on the get bus, get bus, get on. Get on the get bus, get bus, get on.
tuxedo from AJ's?
Let AJ's get you noticed. A Bakersfield tradition for over 25 years, specializing in Pierre Cardin, Christian Dior, Oscar de la Renta, and Calvin Klein. AJ's Tuxedo Junction, with 3 great locations to serve you.
Coffee in the morning, get you on your way. For something cold, any time of the day. Sounds real good, what do you say? It's easy, it's fast, we're on your way. Take a fast trip to the fast trip. Something to go and something to sip at the fast trip.
Take a fast trip today and pick up an ice-cold Super Guzzler or regular Guzzler, only at Fast Trip.
Teaching your teenager to drive doesn't have to be like swimming with sharks. Let the professionals at Precision Driving School help. Our instructors have the expertise to teach all aspects of defensive driving that help our students gain the confidence and skills needed to pass their driving test the first time. Precision Driving School, we make driving with your teenager as relaxing as a day on the beach. Classes are forming now, so call or visit us today on the corner of 19th and Oak.
We begin the 4th quarter from Memorial Stadium, the grand finale of the Pigskin Classic. BHS with a 7-point lead over Clovis West. CW punting, a short one. White with a deep man for BHS. The ball hits at the 45, gets another great roll for the Eagles. And BHS will start at their own 42, 43-yard line.
And as great teams do, they get tough defensively because they know they hang their hats on championships with defense. Clovis West, when they had to, BHS's last possession, after BHS was inside their 20-yard line, they bowed their necks and said, you're not going to score. BHS misses the field goal opportunity. They get no points out of that. I think that's a definite momentum swing for Clovis West. And now both these teams are kind of exchanging punches a little bit. And let's see who executes a little bit better on offense without a turnover.
Austin wide to the left for BHS. McCoy the ball carrier. CW comes up very well as he gains maybe a half yard off to the right side. Clovis West pursuing. Squire, we've heard his name a lot tonight for CW.
And Mark Daly's played an outstanding game from his middle linebacker position, but he's been all over the field. You can tell he's dirty, his jersey, he's got that, he might have a little bit of blood down there.
John Madden would love it.
Oh, he'd love it. But
be on his team.
This kid has played extremely hard tonight, and he's very active. The thing he does really well is he reads and he pursues right away. And he's really played well tonight for Clovis West, but he has to. They rely on him to make a lot of plays.
2nd and 9 for BHS. James McCarroll lining up at left end for the Drillers, split backs. Rodney Wright on the reverse to the 40-yard line, uses speed, flag is down, midfield 50, tripped up, goes to about the 40-yard line in Clovis West territory. Most likely against the Drillers. They threw it very early.
And again, Daly saved the touchdown. He kept coming, he was stumbling, and Rodney turned the corner, and Daly just got a hand on him and caused Rodney to kind of kick his own foot and brought him down. That's great hustle by Clovis West and Daly. That saved a touchdown.
Wright is so dangerous when he gets to the outside.
Well, Daly with that never quit attitude, he's going to play hard the whole time. He had to make up a lot of real estate to get to Wright on that time, and fortunately he had the angle and made a great play.
Remember, Wright scored a touchdown early in the game that was called back.
And I think we got a personal foul, Mark, against
and
the
have
Drillers.
things like that at this stage of the game when you have a 7-point lead.
Well, we've seen Clovis West hurt themselves inside their 30, and now Bakersfield High hurts themselves inside their 30 with a penalty. So let's see if anything happens because of it. Bakersfield High has not turned the ball over all night long. They've been excellent.
Very consistent there. Off their own 28-yard line. It's 2nd and 24 for BHS. 10:55 to play in the ball game. BHS holding a 7-point lead, but they're in their own territory. Wright to the right. Bennett slot left. Behind Lewis. Bennett in motion. Draw play to McCoy. Up to the 40-yard line. And stuck and knocked down right there, so he gets a lot of real estate back. Good driving tackle by Clovis West.
And again, Clovis West, they'll give him that play. I mean, they kind of smelled that draw. They were off the ball a little bit. Linebackers were deep, giving them a little bit of room because they had some real estate to play with there, but a nice call by BHS and getting back about 12 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 12.
David Christensen in on the tackle for Clovis West from his free safety spot. 3rd and 12, 10-10 to play. Drillers trying to keep the ball on the ground and use up some more of that clock.
A little fatigue factor might start to set in. Who's the better conditioned team at this point in the season?
Well, Clovis West is in great condition, but they're being pounded on by big players the whole game. Reverse to Roddy Wright coming this way. 40-yard line. They string it out. Breaks a tackle. Midfield 50, 45. Stays on his feet. 40. Finally knocked out of bounds at a 34. First and 10 for BHS.
And that was all Roddy Wright. Because again, Mark Daly is on him. He must have his number all night. Coach Blankenship probably said, you better make sure you know where Wright is. And that time, Daly just did not make the play. Rodney shook the tackle. Daly had him tackled. He shook the tackle. Stepped inside, juked outside, big play.
If Windows 95, Pentium 133, the internet and gigabytes have you all confused, then you should buy your computer at Arc Technology, your local computer connection with personal service for just the right equipment at the lowest prices and service after the sale. Check this fall special. The hot new 6-speed CD-ROM drive, just $98. Call Arc for low prices on all RAM upgrades, including laptops and notebooks. And Arc will upgrade all Packard Bells. Don't you buy a computer until you check with Arc Technology, 3 blocks north of Costco at the Clock Tower.
If you've had an accident and are suffering from any of these symptoms, listen to your body and call us today. I'm Dr. Rudy Herrera of Mind and Body Chiropractic. Call us at 837-1505 in Bakersfield or in Delano at 721-1506.
BHS with the 1st and 10 situation. Rodney Wright left the game momentarily with a leg cramp after that particular run. BHS at the Clovis West 35-yard line. Bennett line up right for BHS. Lewis to throw. Rolling out to his right. Throws it into the end zone. Has a man open. Touchdown BHS. Wide open was Jesus Wright, Rodney's brother.
And you know what? That time he lined up in the tight end position, so BHS gives Clovis West a little of their own medicine. A la Taylor, right down the middle. He was wide open, and again, they rolled to their right. Bennett was underneath, and they came back through to the tight end behind the safety. He was wide open. A great throw and an even better call by Coach Preston.
Once again, great protection by the offensive line. They've given Lewis plenty of time to throw. He could look left, look right all over the field. 9:37 to play in the ball game. It's BHS 35, Clovis West 21.
And I think the play calling has been the key for Bakersfield High in the second half. I think they've made some really good adjustments, and they've taken some things that Clovis West has given them. That tight end pass right there was wide open. It probably was there most of the first half, and they wanted to come back to it. They've been doing a lot of rolling out with Lewis and Hammond tonight, and I know they saw that in the first half, that if they would just allow the tight end to drag behind, maybe the safety would come over, and he did. Touchdown.
This is a very diverse DHS team, one of the most diverse teams I've seen in recent years. They throw the ball very effectively besides running the ball. They've always been primarily a ground-oriented team, and they haven't looked that good throwing the ball in the past. They've been working on the passing game the first 2 games this year, and it has helped them out considerably tonight.
This is the best BHS team I've seen in 5 years, and I mean that in the sense that of their balance. They've got 2 very good athletic quarterbacks who can both throw the ball. Hammond will run when he needs to. They've got 3 very good backs. They're good defensively, but their balance makes them so dangerous. You know, Rodney Wright's not the only guy who can catch the ball, although he's the featured guy.
A number of guys have caught the ball tonight. They've utilized a lot of people. It's his brother right there.
And they've looked extremely good doing it. BHS's balance has been the difference in this game, and Clovis West's turnovers inside their 30-yard line in this game, the 2 they've had have really hurt them so far.
They've hurt themselves the last 2 weeks against good teams, and great teams will take advantage of that. It's like the 49ers do in pro football. Christensen catches the ball at the 5-yard line to the 10-15, looking for the opening 20-yard line. And BHS was down, and they're at about the 21-22. So Clovis West down by 14 has to make a lot of things happen here during the winning moments of this game.
Yeah, but let's make no mistake about it, though. They can make it happen. David Christensen's shown us everything tonight. All the hype is true. He's a tremendous runner. He can catch the football. He's a tremendous blocker. He's very quick. He's not I don't think he's all that fast, but he's just very, very quick. He knows how to run with the football, and they've done a nice job utilizing him tonight. But again, they have hurt themselves in this area right here, inside their 30.
Udo Beta wide to the left for Clovis West. Christian, the ball carrier, the 20-25 yard line. Lingo in on the tackle for BHS. Jake Lingo.
And with the exception of the first possession where Christensen ran the screen about 60 yards for a touchdown, this BHS defense has given nothing to Clovis West in the last 4 possessions. And matter of fact, they've even taken the ball away from them. So they've really been the difference in this second half.
2nd and 7 for Clovis West. Moultrie throwing to the other side, incomplete, thrown high and away from Beta. Excellent coverage by Kelly Miller. We've called his name quite a bit. Comes up and sticks on defense and is a very good coverage man for BHS.
Kelly Miller has just played a whale of the game tonight, whether playing the run or playing the pass. He's been on the money all night long. And he's been the emotional leader. He's made the plays tonight that has got his team fired up.
Remember,
he's
those
made the
2
big
sticks
hits.
back to back. Where BHS has a lot of outstanding athletes. Sean Mackey at free safety. Not letting anybody get behind him. 8:57 to play in a ball game. We know how electrifying Clovis West can be, but they faced a lot of 3rd and 6 situations here in the second half.
Field position has been a key.
3rd and 6 right now. Moultrie throwing to his left. Forces it to his tight end, incomplete. BHS all over the place. Zach Manning and company. Also Miller over there. It'll be 4th down.
Sean Mackey did an excellent job. He floated over from his free safety position and he kind of waited. I thought he was going to pick that ball off. He had an opportunity. Had he got to that play, there was nobody in front of him except real estate.
And that ball was forced by Moultrie, who doesn't look that comfortable throwing the ball. Well, seems a little bit not sure what's going on.
They've done a nice job tonight throwing the ball. And I said earlier, I didn't feel like they could come from behind throwing the ball, but they've really proved that they can. But I think I mentioned one thing, fatigue. And I think fatigue is starting to wear on Clovis West a little bit. BHS bigger, they're wearing on them, and they're doing things. And of course, when you don't play field position football with the drillers, when the drillers only have to play half the field like they have the second half, it's going to be very difficult to beat them. Clovis West has spent the majority of their possessions inside their 30 this second half, and they've only had one time where they've scored. So it's been difficult on them.
And that was on a big play. Kyle Webb, John Coffey, John Dvorak, Aaron Lucas, the down linemen for BHS have done a great job defensively. It is 1st and 10 for the Drillers at their own 22-yard line. 8:41 to play. A 14-point lead, I should say. Not a cushion for BHS. It's not a cushion against Clovis West.
Exactly.
I almost said the wrong word. Rodney Wright, wide to the right. That sounds interesting. Hammond, the quarterback, gives the ball to Dugas across the 25 to about the 27. So we switch quarterbacks for BHS. And Hammond is more of a runner than Lewis. Lewis had a remarkable game tonight, but Hammond brings a slightly different dimension.
Different weapon, because he can run the ball right out of the pocket. He's more effective in that area. But I'll tell you what, the BHS quarterbacks tonight have played with a lot of poise. It hasn't mattered who's been in there. They've been on the money, and their momentum and their execution has been outstanding. They have just played very steady football tonight.
They both want playing time. White to the left is Eric Walker. Right, to the right. Hammond, the Dugas. Nice blocking. 30-yard line has an opening 40. First down for BHS. Pounding Clovis West on the right side of the ball.
We're in that time of the game right now with about 7:57 left, where BHS just wants to take that tank, start it up, start it rolling very slowly. They just want to pound on you, pound on you, pound on you. And at this point, if they take 2 to 3 minutes off the clock, they don't have to score.
That's what they want to do.
As long as they bury Clovis West down inside their 30-yard line, where they've been most of this evening in the second half, they really don't have to score.
Except for a few big plays, it's been a very solid performance by BHS offensively and defensively. You hold Clovis West at 21, you're doing a great job. 7:34 to play. Split backs for BHS. Hammond to Bennett. Hit at the line of scrimmage at the 40. Clovis West converging on him. It'll be 2nd and 10. But that still uses up some of the clock. Bailey in on there for Clovis West. Also for CW, Tyler Beggs.
And let's take our hats off to that BHS offense tonight without a turnover. So far in this game with 7:12 left, just an outstanding job of executing. They realized and understand that coming into this game, they could not turn the football over against this very talented Clovis West defense, and they have not done that tonight. They have been very methodical, but they've shown great balance, and they've executed the whole game.
A well-oiled machine, the BHS Drillers, at 2nd and 9. Head around to Rodney Wright. Hit and dropped at about the 38-yard line. Flag in that area. They've been running that to reverse from the other side. It didn't look like it was going to work for the moment that they tried to execute it.
Well, Mike Landucci, the corner, was right there waiting for the reverse, and the wideout for BHS, it might have been Austin, thought about blocking him, then he didn't want to block him, then he clipped him. They had to call it.
Between.
Yeah, he didn't have. He really, his momentum carried him into him, and it wasn't really that big of a hit, but he did clip him.
It's almost like in baseball when you're going to a base, you can't decide whether to slide or go on standing up. Sometimes you get hurt. 6:47 to play.
And that's something we've seen the Drillers do tonight. They might have had that. This might be their 4th penalty of the night, so they really haven't hurt themselves in that area.
BHS back at their own 25-yard line. It's 2nd and 25 for the Drillers. Walker and right to this side. Hammond at quarterback. Bennett, Dugas behind him. Hammond out and up pattern. Now he'll run it to his right. Has some real estate. 30, 35 cuts back. 40, great block. Stays on his feet. And to about the 45-yard line.
Eric Walker just laid a hog on somebody out there. And you know who it was? It was Mr. Daly. Mr. Daly for Clovis West been popping people all night. We got a little return favor from Mr. Walker, who came back on the crackback and just laid him out. And there's that extra weapon that we were talking about when Hammond's in the game. He can run with the football. He is exciting.
Yes, he has some real estate in front of him, and he cocks the ball back like he's going to throw it, and it freezes the defense just a little bit, and he's able to pick up some yardage. 3rd and a long 5 for BHS. The clock is running at less than 6 minutes to go in the game, and BHS doing what they want to do.
Daly's shaking those cobwebs. He got rocked by Walker that time.
He's not the only one that's been hit hard tonight for either squad. High formation for the Drillers behind Hammond. Ty, straight drop back. Now he's rolling to his right. He'll run it again. Midfield puts his head down. Should be a 1st and 10 for BHS. Wow.
That's all effort. That's just wanting it really, really bad. Because he was about 3 yards from the marker, and he said, I'm going to get this 1st down. He just put his head down and said, it's mine. Move the chains.
We know Ty wants some playing time, too.
Well, I'll tell you what,
we can't have Nate Lewis play the entire game.
Ty has looked every bit as good as his counterpart, Mr. Lewis, and there's no animosity between these guys because they realize how valuable they are and how important they are within their roles on this team. And, you know, our first game, when we came into the game against Garces, we thought, well, how are they going to handle this thing, and will it be a factor? You know, will they have consistency with the snaps? And they haven't missed a beat in 3 games.
They both have their own special dimension that they bring to the game. 1st and 10 for BHS at the Clovis West 49-yard line. Dugas rolling left to about the 46. Nice one-on-one tackle by Clovis West. Hosian Nikumanesh.
There's a great name right there. You might have to put him on the list.
Whether you need just 1 or 100, you'll always get a perfect copy at Time Warner Productions. Our video duplication department uses state-of-the-art equipment and provides pro-grade videotape at no extra charge. For $10.95, duplicate up to 1 hour from any of these consumer or professional formats. VHS, VHS-C, SVHS, Beta, 8mm video, Recorder, Recorder SP, Pro Beta SP, or Digital Betacam. For $15.95, duplicate up to 2 hours. From corporate video duplication to family videos, you'll always get the best copy at Time Warner Productions.
2nd and 8 for BHS in Clovis West territory at the 47-yard line. Hammond, play action, going to his right, hitting the backfield and drop. Great play by Mike Squire of Clovis West. Kind of just bounced his way right into Hammond. Hammond never saw it coming.
That's one of the few times tonight where Hammond didn't get outside the pocket. He wasn't able to create a play. Just a better play by Clovis West.
He rolled in the same direction as the defensive player for Clovis West instead of cutting inside.
Well, that's one of the few times tonight that in this entire game that Clovis West has got penetration on a BHS quarterback, whether it be Lewis or Hammond, and that time they made the play.
Well, the clock is still running, though, at 4:38 to play in a ball game. And BHS with a 14-point lead. 3rd and long for BHS, 3rd and 16. And CW needs the ball back. It's at the BHS 44-yard line. So Hammond looking over the defense. Sick running back behind him. Lewis slot right. Lewis, check that. Bennett in motion. Hammond, draw play. Dugas, cross midfield, 1st down. Maybe just short of the 1st down. As he gets to the Clovis West 41-yard line, it'll be 4th and short for BHS.
Mark Daly's been putting a hat on people all night long from his middle linebacker position, but that time fatigue showed. Because he got juked that time by Dugas. He kind of gave him a look inside, went outside, and Mark just said, I think I'm a little tired on this one. I don't think I'm going to get you this time.
Well, Daly has a lot of responsibilities on the CW defense.
Well, he's played extremely well tonight. Hats off to him. He's played hard. He does everything for that defense, and this is a heck of a. I mean, this Clovis West defense plays hard. They do really good things. They pursue the ball. They're not as big as BHS, but they really do shoot the gaps. They're going to put a hat on you. I mean, they've given up 35 points tonight, but again, they've given up 35 points to a quality BHS team that is mixing their pass and run better than I've ever seen them do it in the last 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
So, just a great performance. But Mr. Daly has nothing to be ashamed of. He's played a whale of a game.
Well, Kelly Miller's come in at running back for BHS. He does that from time to time with 3:33 left in the ball game. A 35-21 advantage for Bakersfield High School. And of course, any great player needs help. And Clovis West has played a splendid game. You look at BHS, how so many players have contributed for them.
Well, we talked about the key factors in the second half were going to be defense and turnovers. Well, Clovis West turned the ball over. BHS had some big stops defensively, and that was the difference in the second half. BHS capitalized on the Clovis West mistakes. They scored. Clovis West could not get anything going. The BHS defense played extremely well in the second half, and to this point, they've dominated the game.
And BHS moves a little bit early on that play as Hammond was set over the center.
You know, Mark, you made the comment earlier. How can you say that their defense has dominated the game when you give up 21 points? This is a Clovis West team that over the last probably 5 years has averaged close to 35 points a game. And like you mentioned earlier, they normally beat people by 30, 40 points.
Oh, yeah.
They're that good. So being able to keep Clovis West with only a touchdown in the second half is a tremendous feat for this BHS defense.
Christensen had about a 60-yard run early, and then he caught the screen pass went a long way. So they made the big plays, but BHS has stopped them on regular long drives. Bad snap over Walker's head as he runs to the 25-yard line, tries to pass it, and it is complete to Bennett. Midfield 45-40, blocks in front of him. 35-30, cuts back. And he's touchdown, BHS! I don't believe it!
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to see one of the most unbelievable plays this year, we just saw it. Is it going right for the Tours tonight or what? That's what Clovis West needed, was a big play. The first turnover of the night turns into a touchdown for the Drillers. And what can you say? Unbelievable.
That snap is over the head of Eric Walker. He rolls to his right. I wasn't sure whether he was going to run it or pass it. Has a nice touch. Bennett is wide open. At midfield, caught the ball. Has the whole team in front of him blocking. Made a nice cutback. And yeah, like you said, they turned what could have been a major mistake into another touchdown. Athletes, though, make plays.
Basically put the game out of reach.
And Rock with a PAT.
That's unbelievable, Mark. That Clovis West, that's a big play. They tackle him. He's inside his 20-yard line. He gets outside. And again, you just have to take your hats off to BHS. Their versatility. They're not going to quit. They are not going to have this turnover beat them. And they come up with a big play. And just a very smart play by Walker. And who else is going to throw the ball to but Bennett, right? Bennett's going to make that play.
Looked like Bennett may just have a long run on that play, maybe not score. There was a man back there, made a great cutback. He has 3 touchdowns tonight.
But the great adjustment was by the blockers downfield who didn't quit on the play. You know, most teams would have quit on the play.
Oh, brother.
Right? I mean, it's over. The ball snapped over his head, and the BHS player just picked it up like they had diagrammed it. They started to create blocking downfield. They gave Bennett a couple of little moves to make. He's gone. Touchdown.
They would tell you that. They diagrammed it.
Yeah, exactly.
42-21 BHS with 3:15 to go in the ball game. And they have just been magnificent tonight. Well, you know, athletes make great plays.
Well, they've been functioning on all cylinders tonight. They have taken away Clovis West's ability to make big plays after Christensen's touchdown on the screen pass. I mean, it's basically been all BHS. They've not allowed Clovis West to do anything.
Eric Walker, the PAT, has a touchdown pass tonight. As the ball goes to David Christensen in the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 for Clovis West at their own 20. Down by 3 touchdowns here with not a lot of time remaining, 3:15. Brilliant performance by Bakersfield High School. And the Bakersfield High Schools from the area will win 2 out of 3 in these matchups with the Clovis schools.
Well, when you talk about the different communities, it's unbelievable how successful they've been. And it means a lot to beat a Fresno team. If you're from Bakersfield, just like it means a lot if you're from Fresno to beat a Bakersfield school. So it's a big win for both programs, Foothill and Bakersfield.
Motu to throw to Beta across the 30 to the 32, first down for Clovis West. Udo Beta.
Udo Beta. I tell you what, it's the Star Wars name. He's played a really good game tonight. I think they would like to have gotten him the ball more out there.
They need to as this year progresses.
Definitely. He's shown that he can put another dimension to their offense when they can get the ball to him out there.
Throw short stuff to him. He's a big kid. some nice strength.
6'2", about 180.
Oh, yeah, you got to get him into the ball game. Moultrie rolling out to his right. He'll run it 35-40. They string it out. 45 driven out of bounds as the clock stops at 2:49.
And it's all clock time now, Mark. The clock is DHS's friend. And, you know, when it's going like it's going. And actually, you know, when you look at Clovis West, you say, well, they lost to Fontana last week. It appears they're going to lose to BHS this week. How does this program respond to having 2 losses in a row when you won 52 of your last 55 games over the last 10 years?
Long practices, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know their coaching staff's not going to be happy, but they got to realize this is a quality Bakersfield High team.
They play at Fresno next week. Watch out, Fresno High. Christensen across the 40 on the pass reception, loses some yards.
Well, I know they played Fresno because my brother's the defensive backfield coach at Fresno High School, and the coaching staff is here tonight watching the game, so hopefully they're getting some ideas of what they need to do.
October 11th, they play Redwood at home, one of the top-ranked teams in the Valley.
That will be a good
defeated
game.
Centennial.
That will be a good game.
Moultrie to throw it. The far side of Beta looks to be complete at midfield.
If you've got friends or family overseas, or you work or travel internationally, you know that videotapes from many other countries won't play in your home VCR. Time Warner Productions can help with state-of-the-art technology that can convert any foreign VHS tape into a tape that can play in your home. And as always, we provide pro-grade videotape at no extra charge. For $29.95, duplicate to or from any foreign format from any country of the world. From corporate video duplication to family videos, you'll always get the best copy at Time Warner Productions.
Pass intercepted by BHS. Reba returns it across midfield to Clovis West territory at the 47. And I'll tell you what, she can sing now, right?
It's over. Can you hear her singing in the background? Just to celebrate.
I'm not going to sing.
The Bakersfield schools get 2 out of 3 tonight, and what a big boost for the programs in this area. Foothill taking care of Buchanan 9-6, and BHS is going to knock off Clovis West in just a, what can you say, a tremendous, well-oiled effort tonight, and they are a well-oiled machine. And I'll tell you what, they're going to be hard to beat if they keep playing like this.
They performed like this was a playoff game, Bobby, as he will go down and get some interviews after the game. Pat Preston, the head coach of BHS, and some of their outstanding players. 2:02 to play. McCoy across the 45-40 has the first down for BHS as they continue to pound the ball. Some late flags come flying in. Probably a personal foul. I'm not sure what side it's against. 42-21 BHS. It has been a magnificent effort for the Drillers in the 3rd game of the year as they improve to 3-0 this season. And can you believe it, Clovis West is now 1-2. Their 4th loss in their last 55 games and their 2nd consecutive defeat. That doesn't sit well up there. So BHS will remain number 1 in the Central section. Clovis West will drop. And I'm sure that Clovis will move into number 2. Buchanan will drop a bit. And you'll see Foothill move up there in the rankings. McCoy crossed the 20 to about the 18 as a personal foul was against Clovis West. But BHS trying to score once again. These teams may meet again somewhere down the line in the playoffs. Clovis West playing at Fresno next week. October 11th, they will host Redwood of Visalia. And next week on Time Warner Cable, we have Centennial at BHS. Centennial losing to Redwood 18-8 on Friday night. Their first loss of the year after 2 wins. Centennial 2-1. BHS will play Capistrano Valley at home the following week. Capistrano Valley was one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. Across the 15 to the 10 goes McCoy. Inside the 10 to about the 9. And we have another flag come down. Soares with a tackle for Clovis West. And the flags are flying more rapidly here in the final minutes of this ball game with 1:07 to play. Holding against BHS. A 21-point advantage for BHS. The Drillers coming away victorious tonight with a splendid effort from so many people. Nate Lewis and Ty Hammond at quarterback. Dave Bennett with 3 touchdowns tonight. 1 on a pass after a bad snap back to the punter. Dugas had a 65-yard touchdown run. Rodney Wright with a kickoff return for a touchdown. His brother Jesus caught a touchdown pass. And a stellar defensive effort for the Drillers. You know, you Offense looks great, but you win games and win titles with your defense. Probably delay of game against BHS, so back-to-back penalties against the Drillers. As the clock is running, we're down to 40 seconds. The 42-21 win for BHS. So they're ranked number 10 in the state coming into this game. It'll be interesting to see if they will move up. I know the Clovis West will drop once again in the state rankings. They were number 14 coming in. So a victory for Pat Preston over Randy Blankenship. Hammond on the keeper to the 21 man to beat, 15-10, makes a move, 10 to the 5, touchdown for BHS. He fooled everybody. Looked like he gave the ball up the middle to McCoy. It was a slow developing play. As he ran to the right side, had a blocker in front of him at the 10-yard line, dipped in, then went out. And BHS has scored 48 points. As Ty Hammond, who's an excellent runner, scores a touchdown for the Drillers. As they have been making it look easy here in the second half, we know that it's not. Attempting the PAT for BHS will be Tim Osborne. Tim Osborne, not Eric Walker. Ball's placed down, the kick is perfect. 49-21 BHS over Clovis West with 29 seconds to play in this ball game. And a lot of the Golden Eagles still hustling off the field. As this was a tie game at the half at 14-14. In fact, Clovis West scored on a long pass play to conclude the second quarter. In the second half, though, it's been all BHS. Clovis West with a couple key turnovers. BHS capitalized on those, and then just went to work. The offensive line has dominated the CW defense, especially in the fourth quarter. They've worn them out. When you wear out a defense, you have players with the speed that BHS has, and you start making long plays. This is somewhat of a surprise, winning by this count 49-21 when the score is 14-14. BHS with victories of 42-0 over Garces, 40-0 over South, and now 49-21 over Clovis West. This has been their best performance of the year. They're now 3-0 and looking very, very impressive as they get set to host Centennial next week. As they celebrate 100 years of BHS football, they've had great teams over that span. A number of Valley championships, they won some state titles, and a lot of league championships. And they'd like to add to that this year. On the touchback, Clovis West will have it first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. As the kick goes through the end zone. Tremendous performance by Pat Preston and his group. Randy Blankenship and CW going back to the drawing board. Remember, they are the defending Yosemite Division champions, and it's still early in the year. This is only the third game of the season for both teams. They could meet again somewhere down the line. Remember, in the Yosemite Division, you play 4 rounds of playoff action. You play 10 games in the regular season, and you have to win 3 games to make it to the final. So the season is still young. BHS has to utilize this game to propel them to even greater lengths this year. And Clovis West with back-to-back defeats has to go to the film to see what they haven't been doing well. David Christensen across the 30, first down to the 35, and some penalty flags come late. Got a number of these personal foul penalties late in this ball game. BHS definitely the better team tonight. They look to have more talent, and they have utilized that talent more than Clovis West has. Clovis West relies on Moultrie and Christensen and a few other players offensively. BHS just has more diversity in their offensive attack. 21 seconds to play. Moultrie looking left, throws a long to Udo Beta, incomplete at the 15-yard line. And coverage for the Drillers by Brad Rios, senior cornerback. 13 seconds left. 2nd and 10 for Clovis West at the BHS 49-yard line. And I'm not sure if tempers have been flaring here late in the ball game or what's going on, but there have been a lot of flags flying around. So I hand off to Christensen, 40, breaks the tackle, 35-30, now down the sidelines. And nice tackle out of bounds by Rios. The clock stops at 5 seconds.
5 seconds left on the
Clovis
clock.
West at the BHS 25-yard line. Checked out. They will mark it after 27. And this should be the final play of the ball game. Clovis West calling a timeout. 49-21 in favor of BHS. As they continue to roll on this year in 1996. CW won the championship last year, BHS the year before. And in 1993, it was Clovis West over BHS at Ratcliffe Stadium in Fresno by the score of 27-14. These teams have won the majority of the Central Section titles in the 1990s. Should be the final play of the ball game. Moultrie looking over the defense of BHS. Safety playing back very deep. Rolling to his right, play action. Trying to set up the screen now, going to his left. The official gets in the way. Throws it to the far side, intercepted by Rios out of bounds, and that will do it. The final score from Memorial Stadium. Bakersfield High School 49 and Clovis West 21. BHS is now 3-0 this year, and Clovis West is 1-2. Next week on Time Warner Cable, it is Centennial at BHS. The Golden Hawks now 2-1 after losing to Redwood last week by the score of 18-8. And they will celebrate 100 years of driller football at Griffith Field. It should be an exciting game. Please join us Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Bobby Sharp will be on the field with some key interviews. My name is Mark Heffernan. Thanks for listening. The final score once again, BHS 49, Clovis West 21. You're watching the high school football game of the week exclusively on Time Warner Cable, Channel 16.
If you've had an accident and are suffering from any of these symptoms, listen to your body and call us today. I'm Dr. Rudy Herrera of Mind and Body Chiropractic. Call us at 837-1505 in Bakersfield or in Delano at 721-1506.
If Windows 95, Pentium 133, the Internet, and gigabytes have you all confused, then you should buy your computer at ARC Technology, your local computer connection, with personal service for just the right equipment at the lowest prices and service after the sale. Check this fall special. The hot new 6-speed CD-ROM drive, just $98. Call ARC for low prices on all RAM upgrades, including laptops and notebooks. And ARC will upgrade all Packard Bells. Don't you buy a computer until you check with ARC Technology, 3 blocks north of Costco at the Clock Tower.
Teaching your teenager to drive doesn't have to be like swimming with sharks. Let the professionals at Precision Driving School help. Our instructors have the expertise to teach all aspects of defensive driving that help our students gain the confidence and skills needed to pass their driving test the first time. Precision Driving School, we make driving with your teenager as relaxing as a day on the beach. Classes are forming now, so call or visit us today on the corner of 19th and Oak.
Well, we're at Memorial Stadium after BHS's impressive win over Clovis West, and we're here with the guys that made it happen tonight. I felt you guys do a great job of rotating in and out. Is it a difficult thing to do when you play quarterback and you have to alternate possessions, or is it just something that you guys have worked on and you know that you were going to do this before the season, you felt comfortable doing it, and you guys just blended in?
Yeah, it was something we worked on. You know, we had a agreement in the beginning of the season. You know, we got good runners, we got good quarterbacks and everything. We got a whole lot of depth in every position. And so, you know, basically Coach Preston told us, you know, we be able to do that. And you know, as long as we win, I don't care. You know,
It doesn't matter as long as you win. And your feelings that you guys seem to just flow into that. You guys never miss a beat offensively. I know you have to work extremely hard to do that.
I think we complement each other. We have pretty much the same style. We're good runners. We can throw good. I mean, like Nate said, as long as we're winning, hey, it feels I can be on the sideline. It doesn't matter. But when I'm in there, I'm trying to help my team do as best as I can. And if it means backing him up or he's backing me up, whatever's going on, I'm going to do my best.
Well, we kind of felt like tonight the defense was going to be the difference in the game. Clovis West held to 1 touchdown in the second half, and I know you guys pride yourselves on defense. Talk about that a little bit, about what your defense did tonight.
Well, our defense was ready all week. You know, the intensity in practice was just high the whole week. And, you know, basically, you know, our defense had 2 shots of previous games. And, you know, we said, you know, you guys got to come out here and play a good game in order for us to win tonight. And they did. They did just that.
It seemed like that you guys got the ball in areas when they made mistakes. You took advantage of them right away, and your defense gave you the ball in that red zone. And every time you guys got there, you scored.
Yeah, our defense helped us a lot out on field position. I mean, what could I say about them? They work hard. 42-0 the first week, 40-0 last week, and against one of the high-powered wing T offenses from Fresno. We didn't shut them down, but we held them, and our offense capitalized on their penalties and their mistakes.
It does mean a lot to beat a team from Fresno, especially Clovis West, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're a good team, though. You know, I give them their credit and everything. They were a real good team. You know, and hopefully, you know, we go ahead and keep this game, you know, as a plus, and keep trying to win. You know,
put it behind us. We got Centennial next week, so we need to start our hard practice Monday, get ready for Centennial, and after that, we got a tough schedule. So, as long as we keep practicing, working hard, and everything will work our way.
We're here with Coach Preston of the BHS Drillers, and Coach, we don't have to say it's a big win, but what I want to know is, was that a diagram play? You snapped the ball over his head. You got blocking downfield. You throw the ball to your most versatile guy, and Bennett makes all these runs. We got blocking downfield. We're going, it must be BHS's night.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. If you can snap the punt over his head and then run around, throw it up for a touchdown, then it's your night. And that's just what happens tonight. And for us, it went well tonight, and for them, it didn't. I was pleased with our kids, though. We were able to just get after them, and that's what they've done to us the last times we've played them. They've always gotten after us with a lot of intensity and kept the ball. We ran the ball real well, which I was happy. We were trying to keep our defense off the field because Christensen is so explosive. So we knew we had to keep the ball, and I don't know how many yards we had, but I was really pleased with the running game and the team part of it, too, because we rotated a lot of kids. Darryl McCoy was at tailback, and because Adrian Dugas was having to play free safety also, so that's a big part of it, too, keeping kids fresh. We always talk about making sure everybody's still, you know, not cramping up in the fourth quarter, so that was very important to us.
Well, you know, one thing that we noticed, obviously it was very obvious to everybody watching the game tonight, one touchdown in the second half. They came out, their first possession, they hit the screen play. Christensen runs the ball in for a touchdown. And I think at that point your defense said, that's it. There's not going to be any more of that.
Well, we felt what was happening is we don't see it with the way they run it. We can't practice the way they run it. As our kids got better as the night went on, they were adapting to the speed and how things were being run at them, and they adjusted. So we were really pleased with our defense in that regard, because, like you say, only one touchdown in the second half against them is a great feat because they're explosive.
And then again, too, the field position was a key tonight because your defense kept giving the ball back to your offense. You guys must have been in the red zone, I don't know, countless times, and every time you got there, something good happened. And I know the last time we spoke after the Garces game, your comment to me was, hey, we're going to win with our defense, and we've got to play defense. And tonight, against one of the best teams in the state, you shut them down second half.
Yeah, we were really pleased with that. Now, yeah, field position is a big part of high school football. If you have to go 80 yards, the odds are you're not going to get it. So if you keep it down here and keep them pinned, we kept them pinned in that third quarter down here, we thought we should have got a couple more scores there. We threw one up for grabs, and we missed the field goal. But so if we'd have had those, it'd have been even better. But you know, hey, I'll take it any way I get it. I don't care if it's 22-21. You know, if we against them, we've been so frustrated over the years. It's nice to get a win.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot. Congratulations, and best of luck, best of the way. I'm Bobby Sharp for Time Warner Cable Prep Game of the Week.
Get on the get. Geo, go. Get ready, set. For a whole month of price that lasts, all you gotta do is get a flash pass.
The Get Bus is so easy to do.
I catch up on my reading too.
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Here's what we say.
Get on the get.
Get on the Get Bus, Get Bus, get on. Get on the Get, get on the Get Bus, Get Bus, get on. Get on the Get, get on the Get Bus, Get Bus, get on.
Coffee in the morning, get you on your way. For something cold any time of the day. Sounds real good, what do you say? It's easy, it's fast, we're on your way. Take a fast trip to the fast strip. Something to go and something to sip at the fast strip.
Take a fast trip today and pick up an ice-cold Super Guzzler or regular Guzzler, only at Fast Trip.
Excuse me, is that tuxedo from AJ's?
Let AJ's get you noticed. A Bakersfield tradition for over 25 years. Specializing in Pierre Cardin, Christian Dior, Oscar de la Renta, and Calvin Klein. AJ's Tuxedo Junction with 3 great locations to serve you.
Just when you thought you saw it all. It's Friday Football Extra with me, Steve Talbot, and Tom Helmer. Join us every Friday during the Team 17 News at 11. We cover high school football like a rug. The hits. The Friday Football Feature. And you'll see them the same night of the game on Friday Football Extra. Why wait till Sunday or Monday for the results you can get on Friday night? Friday Football Extra. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Talbot, and welcome to the Time Warner Tuesday Football Highlight Show. Highlights from all of the high school games played this past week. Now, you can join Tom Helmer and myself for Friday Football Extra on Channel 17 every Friday night at about 11:15. Right after the news, we'll have highlights and scores from all the games. And again, you'll see them on Tuesday night right here on Time Warner. This week following the Centennial BHS game. But let's get to the highlights from last week right now. Saturday night was certainly payback time for BHS at all the times they've come up a bridesmaid to Clovis West in the playoffs. Trailing 21-14, Rodney Wright turned the complexion of this game around on one spectacular 82-yard kickoff return. The Drillers scored 35 unanswered points to drill the Eagles 49-21. Before that game, Foothill set the tone against Buchanan. Trailing 6-3 with less than 2.5 minutes remaining, the Trojans' Gerald Irvin broke through a line of angry Bears and outraced them 73 yards to the end zone. Foothill in a thriller over Buchanan 9-6. Sad to say, the first game of Saturday's tripleheader did not go as well for a third Bakersfield team. Every time West High looked up, they saw Clovis's Kent Saunders going by. Saunders 4 touchdowns, West left speechless and scoreless by Clovis 55-0. North had shown a great defense against Foothill and Delano. Friday night, they came up against Brian Robinson and East High. And it's back to the drawing board. Robinson drawing X's and O's all over the field. 5 touchdowns and 157 yards. East 42, North 6. McFarland started Friday night looking for its first victory of the season. The opponent was Strathmore. And thanks to a guy named Abel Lemus, the Cougars are still looking for their first victory. Lemus scored the first 2 Strathmore TDs and shut down McFarland 35-6. At Delano, the Tigers got no kicks out of having Taft pay a visit. With seconds to go, the Wildcats' Daryl Santiago kicked the field goal that gave Taft its first win, and Delano its first loss, 16-15 Taft. Monachi had trained to stop running backs, not running tanks, and Highland's 6'1", 230-pound Eugene Thomas ran over him on this 40-yarder that broke open a 41-25 victory for the Scots over Monachi. Arvin had the best defense in the county going into its game with Garces, but would it have a balanced attack? How's this for balance? Charlie Brogdon apparently stopped at the 5. Wow, what balance! One of 4 TDs for Brogdon. The Bears stay unbeaten, beating Garces 35-22. And add the name Anthony Gonzalez to the list of great running backs so far this season. His Tehachapi Warrior line springs him. Gonzalez goes 19 yards right through the Stockdale defense for the score. Gonzalez would rack up 226 yards. Tehachapi in a shocker over Stockdale, 37-7. South looked like it had the right remedy to beat visiting Arroyo Grande. Craig Thresher to Brandon Williams, and then Thresher to Kevin McKinney. A 14-7 lead. If the game had ended then, the Rebels would have won. But it didn't, and Arroyo Grande came back to beat South 24-21. And that's going to do it for this evening. Don't forget, Time Warner will have the game of the week. It'll be Centennial against BHS. It'll be next Tuesday at about 7 o'clock. And right after that, the Tuesday Football Highlight Show. I'll be bringing that your way as well. We'll see you then.